Mm. And like that, we're back with another Unpacked presented to you by the To Be Fair Show and
the GSH podcast.
It doesn't matter how you feel.
all right, we're back with another one. Again, we took a little hiatus from the Millennial series, but again, we're back. I think it's a current topic that makes sense for us to also discuss. We got a group that's all kind of embarking on different versions of what one might say is the millennial family and the millennial family experience. Um, yeah, it's gonna be good. Are millennials doing the family thing better than previous generations? Worse than previous generations? We're talking, you know, parenting, spousehood, marriages, relationships, just general family in general. Yeah, this is gonna be a good one. But before we get there, y'all see the guys, the four horsemen. Is all here. Starting off to my right. G, talk to him. What's going on, brother?
What's good, everybody? It's G, host of the GSH podcast, where we focus on family, friends, finances, freedom, and our future, and forget about everything else. Check it out wherever you get your pods. Just search GSH POD. Hi.
All right, beside him, y'all see him. Black is gold, the mayor of Charlotte. What's going on, Black?
What's up, everybody, man? Happy to be here. Try to make it through. I heard you earlier, Q, about the long week. I'm doing the same.
So, I feel you.
Try to push through. And then sorry about last week. I think I was like mid talking and my whole computer crashed. I had to go to IT the next day.
Oh, damn.
My bad. I be doing this on my work computer, but give me like I said, give me a few weeks. I have my studio set up in a new spot. I'll be legit.
Oh no, I dig it. I dig it. Yeah, now I figured that your computer just died. But yeah, nonetheless, we back again. 1/3 of the To Be Fair show. The host of the To Be Fair show, Johnny P. What's going on, brother?
What up? How y'all boys doing, man? Glad to be back. I got another good one lined up. I'm back Sunday, like I say, December 20th.
Okay.
Tubies. Yeah, y'all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, so I use that as the alley-oop that Johnny just set up. Really quickly, just as we do some housekeeping, of course, hit the like, comment, subscribe. Both channels are streaming on the GX or G Axis Media page, as well as the To Be Fair Show page. And I guess this is a perfect time to make an early announcement. The To Be Fair Show will be having its first annual award show. We're calling it the Tubies. We're gonna have some fun. December 20th. Location will be announced soon. Like I said, we're going corporate, baby. But the Tubies, if you have been a guest on the To Be Fair Show, we would love for you to come pull up on us. You get the special invite. If you are on Unpacked, I have a call then to Unpack. If you are a part of any affiliated programs, we got to try and get our guy G down here. If you affiliate with his program, we want this to be a full family affair. We're going to get up, have fun, make it a live show, and, just have a good time. But with that said, December 20th, Mark your calendars, 8 p.m. Announcement coming soon on the location. There's more announcements to come with the location, so we'll get there. But yeah, make sure that y'all tap in. All right. With that said, I guess I'm speaking about bringing guys to Charlotte. It only makes sense to speak on the guys that came to Charlotte, and I think they're taking a couple Migos away, or maybe some light-skinned black people. It's been a lot of things happening here in Charlotte over the past week. Let me see if I can play a few of them. If you are in the Charlotte area, G, do you know about Charlotte, the page?
Nah.
Charlotte.
Okay, so this is like a local page, but this is one of those local viral pages. I don't know if Durham has one of those.
Yeah,
but
Screaming it out like World Star though.
Yeah. It's one of those. So there's been a couple different things. This right here is there has been multiple student protests that have happened across CMS in protest of ICE. So yeah, like I was dropping my son off at school. I got the call from the school. It was like, hey, we understand kids want to voice their opinions and do that in a great way, but if you walk out, there will be disciplinary actions. But every single major high school that I could think of have did their version of a protest. I think even at Chambers they did it. As you see, Rocky River, Valentine Ridge.
That's the rich folk.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it has been a lot of protests when it comes down to how the kids specifically have been feeling about it. Again, I push a couple more plays.
Yeah, take your time, baby. What the fuck y'all gonna do? What y'all gonna do? What y'all gonna do?
That's some real shit.
Ugly ass motherfuckers. Nobody's scared of y'all bitch ass motherfuckers. Fuck your family. Fuck your mama. Fuck your family. Fuck your mama. Lame ass bitches. Fucking rotten ass hoes. Run! Run, Migo! Run, Migo!
Offset, get up out there.
Run, Migo! Get up out of there, Migo! Run, Migo, run!
Oh man.
Fuck you!
Watch this.
I don't like the way. I don't suck my dick. No. I'm not going to. I'm not going to. You can suck my dick.
He having fun on the job now. You can look at his face. He's like, I'm not going to. He's like, all right, fuck it.
Hey, listen, there's never been an SMD that I've heard somebody respond to with the "I'm not going to."
That shit.
That in itself is
like he was thinking about it.
But that's a valid response though.
All right.
I belong here, Papi.
You belong here.
I belong here, Papi. They see me, they say he no belong here. I run, Papi. I run. I don't know. I don't know. They see the braids. They see me roll my R's like Roja, red.
Here they come finna grab your ass, everybody.
Me stuck. I no drive. I no move nowhere. Okay? No.
This is a PSA for Charlotte. In the South Tryon area, my husband got pulled over. He's a truck driver by ICE. Yes, I said it, ICE. My husband is a light-skinned black man. Yes, he probably could pass for someone who could be, Puerto Rican or Dominican of some sort. But they racially profiled him while he was working, started speaking to him in Spanish, and my husband was like, I don't really know what you're saying to me. So then they asked him for his ID, which technically he did not have to give, but he gave it to them anyway. They ran it through some system, and they cleared him out. But it's the fact that now he has to watch his back because he could end up getting pulled over by somebody else. Like, they really out here racially profiling people. And you might not even be Hispanic, but if you can pass or you're light skinned, they might just question you anyway. So you really got to be careful. But one of the tell signs is that they started speaking to him in Spanish. So that's the only thing I can say.
All right, fellas. I think that's been enough of the viral update as it pertains to everything that's happening in Charlotte. What has been y'all initial reactions so far?
I got a question. I wonder, like, what, like, can these folks actually do to people? Because they say if you don't answer their questions, like, it's not like the actual police.
Can they
like, you
detain
have
you?
to identify, but like, do you have to answer their questions? Do you have to stop for them? Do you have to, like, and that's what I wonder, because they have said, like, if you don't answer their questions, they can't really bother you.
Are you sure?
Sound like they be bothering niggas.
Yeah, but I feel like that's when they just grab you and throw you in that truck.
They said, I mean, they said you don't have to answer that. Like, I seen, like, one of the, like, in I gotta find.
Then why wouldn't every Hispanic just not answer and speak at all?
Why they running?
Because they got automatic weapons and their face is covered. Like,
right.
So it's like,
that's true.
You don't have to, but if they want to profile you, they go profile you. Like, they going after mixed black people. My homegirl, she mixed, but she black as they come. But if she wanted to pass with Spanish or something, she could. She got pulled over on the plaza. Like,
oh damn,
Black American with the West Charlotte. Like,
so when you say pulled over, like they like she's driving and then somebody rolls up.
No, they were outside I think the food line on the plaza. I don't know if you're from Charlotte, but that's like the east side where they've been doing a lot of operation, and they just asked her for her ID and stuff, and if she's from here. And so she cooperated, but even cooperate, you feel like you a citizen here. Like,
but you don't have to cooperate though. Like, if these folks, like, if you're a citizen and these folks, this ain't the police, they ain't like the regular, like,
you never have to cooperate. But what happens when people of color?
Oh, yeah, all right, so I guess I can share this tab right here. This is what the Googles say.
Johnny, you gonna tell them you a free man?
Hey, please come put me. Hey, bro, fuck with me. I got lawyers on speed down, boy. Fuck with me.
Right. It says you risk being detained or denied. Wait, is this interaction? Maybe this is just in general with ICE. You risk being detained or denied entry into the USA if you're not a citizen. However, you remain silent and for non-citizens.
I'm already in the club. You can't deny me.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'll look some more, but right there,
I don't think
this part right here says that they will be able to deny you if you don't, not deny you, detain you if you don't answer their questions.
Yeah, they can cooperate. They can detain you.
I think that's at the border though. Like, that was for like entering the border and going. I think if you're already here, they can't really do shit to you.
Nah, if they ask you for your ID and they feel you suspicious and you don't cooperate, they can just throw you in that.
It's not the police.
They can do more than what the police.
That's called kidnapping though. That ain't the police. They can't do that. They can't.
That's the point, John. That's what they've been doing all around the country.
Well, then they need to get sued and like, hey, come throw me in the car.
All right, Johnny. All right.
Throw me in the car. Bro, y'all ain't gonna, bro. They can't do that. I'm a citizen,
Johnny. Like I don't understand what makes. I wish I had that version of gall. Like, they just can't do that.
Whole point
like, we ain't seen them do a bunch of shit they can't do to black folk.
But you also seen them folks cut them off, talk shit to, like, have you not seen the folks fighting back and they don't really do nothing because they don't have no jurisdiction in Charlotte?
I've not seen anybody fighting back. Send me some of the videos of people fighting back.
Johnny, I see niggas running.
I've seen that.
We just showed the video where they cut them folks off in the street.
Well, these are black people that are not attempting to detain. We're speaking of. I thought we were speaking about if they came and questioned you with the suspicion to detain you. That's different than, like, citizens.
What you gonna tell them, Johnny?
Just stopping them.
You just got out your car and you walking into the store and they like, hold up, sir, we need to see your ID. What you gonna say to them?
Hey, but I'm FBI. I'm more American than you, buddy.
And you just gonna keep it moving like that
and keep walking. And keep
Johnny,
walking. They ain't gonna touch me.
Johnny, listen.
They ain't touching me.
It's gonna be about 3 of them surrounding you. And
you say some non-police officers gonna come and put me in and detain me?
So, just a question, Johnny. Have they detained black Americans already?
You untouchable, boy.
I'm just asking, have they detained?
Not in Charlotte.
But have they detained black Americans in general? Like, if we just go to Chicago, have they detained black Americans also?
Not no niggas
that also. Right. Not no real FBA from Rock Hill.
Freedom Riders. But I mean
that granny must have been Native American. I got you, bro.
Yes, they have, but I think detained and like I think that was a little different situation than coming and grabbing somebody at the street. Like if it's an operation and they're like, I think what happened in Chicago is totally different than like somebody running up on me. I refuse to answer a question.
But don't you think that shows the limit that they could go to? So what makes you think that they couldn't just literally just detain you?
But the
fact that they could actually just like bust down your door, drag you out, and then detain you with no questions.
But I'm saying, but like, I mean, anybody could do anything, but like that don't mean it's right. It don't mean it's legal. Like if you,
nobody was saying that it's right, but clearly there is legal for them to do it because they've been going city to city.
I think we need to. I think these folks need to get sued, like especially the guy that had his window bust. I think lawsuits and I think because we got to fight back at some point.
Bro,
like if they're going above and beyond,
Trump gave them immunity to do this type of stuff. That's the whole point.
They don't have the same immunity that police have.
They have
more, nigga.
They got more.
They got more, nigga.
They're operating in their
they can actually stop and frisk. They actually just walk because the police, the local
so
police,
they don't have no kind of protocol or no standard operating procedure. They can just do whatever.
It's a federal agency. They going state to state doing what they want.
Yeah, I guess it is a federal agency. They would
think about the local leeway
than
this ain't the local policeman saying, "Hey, let me see your ID," and you ain't committing no crime. Okay, you might could say that to a local policeman, like, "I haven't committed a crime. I'm not showing no ID." But even still, those type of people run the risk of being illegally detained and illegally sent to jail, and then they still got to go through the back channels to file a complaint, get a lawyer.
But I also think like
your ass still got locked up, your ass still went to jail, and it's like, why do you even want to have to go through that just to try and like prove a point after the fact?
But I'm saying, but these folks also ain't the FBI. They not the CIA. I don't know how far, and I'd have to look it up. But like from what I'm seeing and from what I've heard, that you do have the right to not talk to these folks, and if you and like I think that can get you out.
So you can be Hispanic and just say what? That's not true because if you don't show them your if they believe that you're an immigrant. So this is just like in general. I'm sure that if you have some version of a thing that looks like you could be, if they have what is the name
Johnny,
like
you might be
general suspicion or some shit like that. But like we've heard that if you don't like, you can have your papers, you can be legal, but if you decide not to show it to them, then they can detain you. That's kind of the exact same thing.
But I'm saying, but every time I heard that they detain, they run it, and once they find out, they let you go. Also.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about detaining, not you getting deported to Mexico while being like a black person. We're just talking about like you being detained.
Why do I want to be detained by anyone at any point?
Right.
Like you got it. Here go. Shit, like
I mean, push comes to
shove. Johnny taking a stand. I like it.
No, hey, hold on. Oh, wait a minute. I would show him the shit before I went down there. Like, but I'm just saying I don't have to. I don't have to. I let him know I don't have to. But if hey, look, here it is.
Okay.
We got us a live one.
So you lecture nigga as you fulfill the request. Like, you guys are violating my rights. Here you go.
Yeah, they gonna say, "Hey, Johnny, take that hat off real quick."
This little Haitian,
they see them curls. They really gonna thank you from the Caribbean.
This little Haitian is being uncooperative. Put him in the van until we figure it out.
Yeah, we gotta figure it out. Yeah, exactly.
He's even trying to sound like an American. That pisses me off even more. Done, Johnny, man. You done.
Yeah, they gonna listen. They gonna say you tethering on to the culture, Johnny.
They setting a precedent for a new type of desensitization and normalization of detaining people. For one, our community has already been through this in various ways. But if we kind of sit back, like they're already coming for light-skinned black people. But they've come for dark-skinned black people too.
But they coming for a different type of light. I passed the bag test on that one. They're not really coming for niggas like me. They coming for them.
It's possible.
They coming for them. No, that nigga in the picture, he definitely looked like a maybe.
You ain't real light skin. They real light skin.
They going for those fair weather niggas for real.
Yeah, but now and then they also some states are cooperating with ICE, some are not. When they first came to Charlotte, the police chief said they wasn't cooperating. 2 days later, they changed their mind. So now you see the black people can get arrested for obstruction with a federal operation. That's a new thing now. So ICE might can't get you, but a CMP there is with them. They can get you out of their way too, and that's two birds in one stone.
Hey, they say Border Patrol don't have jurisdiction. Local police, they say, they have enforcement over like the what's it called, customs and immigration laws, but the local police have jurisdiction over state and local laws, while Border Patrol's primary focus is federal laws related to the border and
is that prior to one like this executive order and the immunity that they've given? And I think that you're also speaking about something different when you talking about like jurisdiction, where the police would be doing something like a completely different job than the border agent, like the ICE agents in general. So ICE is like going to detain, police is like stopping crime. So these like their jurisdictions wouldn't even overlap with it.
Well, I mean, sometimes they say they can stop crime if they see it in front of them, but I don't think they have the right to like investigate crime. They say if they see it in front of them.
Yeah, but I guess what we're speaking about is not a conflict of jurisdiction override.
Yeah, they federal with ICE, so they are being overridden all these other agencies, and they working with the border control because the border controls has data information on levels that they can search. So they're not the same with the border control. They just empowered through them, and they're using their data to target certain areas where they are told there's high activity of illegal immigrants. So that's why they're in the east side of Charlotte. People from Charlotte already know what's popping on the east side. So they going directly to areas where it's a high concentration of immigrants, and they get this data from the border control. So they like all working hand in hand and shit.
But okay, but my thing is like, can we see what's going on? Like, you got a personal like police. Like, if you look at history, Hitler.
All they're gonna do is find a local compare foods, and they're gonna put a
chill out,
radius around that compare foods.
Chill out, bro.
And I'm telling you, that's
got the deals too.
Nah, for real. That's why Compare Foods
they gonna do.
Compare Foods said they're doing free deliveries and stuff. Don't come out there.
Yeah. Hey man, y'all don't take it. Y'all don't abuse that right now. That's not for us.
Hey, this might sound like the privilege, but DoorDash couldn't even get me straight to my house. They had to. It's a crazy wait for the food to get delivered on right now. I'm telling everybody off right now. Like
my boy,
I couldn't get my tacos yesterday, man. That shit was shut down, man.
Listen. Johnny pulled up on me earlier, and Johnny said that him not being able to get them tacos changed his mind on this whole immigration shit. I say, all right, bro.
They 50 cents a piece.
I say, all right, bro.
It's out of hand.
Wait, was it the El Pastor? What kind of tacos you be?
It's out of hand. It's out of hand.
That's crazy.
But I do got Los Americanos. You gotta go check it out on Cherry Road. But my thing is, like, if we see what these folks doing as far as like they like falsely arresting people, how do we as the people fight back? Like, other than like
there's protests all over the country every day.
But
elect a different president. That's what
release the Epstein files.
They're grabbing folks though. Like, I don't think like I seen the folks with cameras and stuff. Like, if I'm getting grabbed up by folks and people with camera, that don't really help me. Like, I feel like
if you
now if you illegal, you toast. It ain't much help.
You see somebody getting grabbed up by ICE, you about to run up and fight with them? Cause they wish a nigga would.
These are imported good old boys from Oklahoma.
They come in ready.
They importing the good old boys from Oklahoma.
I ain't say I'm gonna get in. I ain't gonna stay. I don't know. Like, hey,
well, we fighting back. Like, it's protests, and one thing I'm proud about is Charlotte, because I mean, we ain't the first state that they hit, but I feel like Charlotte has shown more resistance so far than anywhere. I mean, maybe it's my algorithm because I live here, but I'm just seeing videos. I see black people like, hey, don't come on this street. I just saw the SUVs. So we looking out in ways that we can, but at the same time, it's like you don't want them to give them a reason to attack you, like, as a black person, because we ain't fully safe.
Hell no.
But you don't think there'll be any like if they start like, because even in Chicago, when they did that, like the Supreme Court looked at them and said they need to start changing what they're doing. You don't think there would be any ramifications for them just attacking us?
No, they're gonna say their life was
I want to
threatened.
be proactive. I don't care about the ramifications. I don't want to be attacked. You feel me? Like I don't want to talk about the ramifications of being attacked. I want to avoid the attack. That's my goal. Like
you, AG down here, you might not be able to in Charlotte.
Man,
yeah, you just don't be yelling "fuck your life, fuck your family" and all that stuff to these people, and then they come at you. So, you gotta take what come with it.
Yeah, I won't. That's like one of the most memeable moments of the year. The SMD and then the white guy saying "I won't" is crazy.
I will not.
Yeah, I will not.
He sound like somebody who never heard that before, and he just like was so disrespected.
He was like, "This is crazy."
It's like, well, yeah, he done came from
like,
middle
hey,
of America.
Yo,
got him a little ice uniform.
But I want to say though too, locally in the Triangle, Durham, Raleigh, both cities, a lot of people showing up in the streets downtown. You know, in the streets, like letting people know that they around, and it's definitely like I can see just being a local. A lot of folks are, you know, networking on Facebook, letting them know, oh, they at this spot, they at this spot. Like it's just a lot of support, and like the mayor said, like this is beyond what the city can do. There's not much that the city can do to prevent what's going on. Like their hands are essentially tied. So it's just so if you really want to do something to change it, this is why you got to be careful with, you know, what's going on politically at that federal level. You know, this is why you got to make sure you try to get folks in them seats that actually are going to carry on the policies that you feel like are, you know, that provides you the quality of life you want versus, you know, this type of stuff here. So, you know, that's all you can do.
Yeah, I guess to be honest, I think this is probably one of the more in your face moments. Well, I said like where we at month 10, 11. Like this version of the Trump presidency, I think, has been one of those moments where in the past it had been boogeyman. Like if you let that person in, or if these people get in power, or if this person has the ability to do that, they're gonna go crazy. Where I think that this is, depending on where you sit at in your POV, like this is the most proactive, to use G's words, that you have seen policies being pushed that you can see the ramifications in real time. When you look at federal officers, you look at them going to federal offices in the street, you look at them sending federal officers just purely off of crime, and this is like non-immigration based. Like there's a lot of like pushing the line that I don't think that we've seen from any other Republican or Democrat candidate or president in the past, to where I think that to what G is saying, like this is one of those moments where I think that it gives precedence to some of these upcoming elections, to where people might be a little bit more like have more fervor to go vote.
And especially the Hispanic community, like y'all, I mean, like a lot of them got egg on the face for voting against their own interests and their own people at the end of the day. Like people talk about, quote unquote, you know, our community, black men who voted for Trump, but really, it really wasn't a huge margin of black men that voted for Trump. But when you look at a Hispanic community, like, you know, given the nature of how a lot of them arrived to the United States, their relatives, things like that, I'm very surprised that, you know, how it ended up turning out. And I know a lot of them are regretting how they voted, you know. So, you know,
they had one on the news down here. He voted for Trump, ended up getting targeted.
Yeah, it's a lot of them like that. It's a lot of them like that, unfortunately. So, you know, you'll live and learn.
I got one more question for us. Like, as far as like, you know, at first, like, you know, it wasn't really, it wasn't affecting me. I ain't really care. But like, I see folks like, where like these border agents, they're super unprofessional. I've seen them like chasing people through yards. Like they're causing a public disruptance. They're this disorderly conduct. And like, at what point is it going to be enough? Like, because like, as the people, I think we do have some kind of power as far as like, we see what Charlotte's doing. I think they, you know, are kind of setting up a blueprint of how to fight back. But like at some point, I think maybe this is the line, but people do have to fight back against it. It's so unjust that we're saying this. Like, we can't just sit back and record people like snatching folks up if it's really that bad. And like,
but the people recording are heroes too, because we won't even see some of this shit if they didn't record. So it got to be somebody that to kind of show people that's like, oh, this is fucked up. Like, because you don't really know how bad it is until you see 1, 2, 10 of these videos, and that's what's galvanizing people.
But saying, like, hey, but hold on, G. Like, will we? What about when they start snatching up black folks? Would it be time to fight back then, or like, can we say this is a slippery slope? Like, if it's wrong, it's wrong, and if it could happen to them, it could damn well happen to us. So like, my thing is like we see it going wrong, and I'm trying to fight it. I think legal is probably the safest way to fight, but like, at some point there has to be a resistance to this.
I think you got to pick your battles. Like, if it's black people and I feel like I'm in a position where I can literally physically help, maybe. But if it's 5 cops and me, the best thing I can do is record and hope somebody see this and help this person. Because me running into the fire and then it be 2 niggas getting put down, that's not helping nobody. And then nobody's recording either one of us. They can do whatever they want. So the recording is a safety barrier now to kind of so the cops don't go overboard, and you can't do nothing. They got weapons. You go attack a police officer, what's gonna happen to a black person.
And when you look at our black community,
like they care about us, they don't care.
Johnny. So let's be real. You about to brandish a weapon against niggas with AKs strapped around their body?
In the black community, they get targeted by the local police plenty. They don't need ICE in the community to feel targeted and over policed. Like, that's unfortunately like more of a normal experience. But like with the person recording though, like, do y'all think that the person recording on that video was being serious when she was saying "Migo run," or do you think she was doing that for the content? Like,
I think both. To be honest, because that was the same woman from the first video as the second one, when they was blocking it and she was talking shit to the officers.
Right.
Then she was like,
so it's like,
I don't know, to me, that just sound like Auntie from Double Oaks to me.
Migo,
yeah, she's just like a hood chick. That sound like
that's what I got from it. That's Double Oaks Auntie.
How serious do you take that response when you see that's the activism in the street? Like,
well, I don't know, because to me, I still take it as serious because the thing is that they call him Migo at the corner store when they talk to him. That's what you gonna say. Like, I grew up in Double Oaks.
Racist though.
I didn't tell you that Migo was racist.
Somebody told me that was racist.
But like I grew up in
Migo.
But no, I grew up in Double Oaks, and like this is during the time we had the basketball goals outside, and I grew up in a neighborhood behind Double Oaks, and the basketball courts we went to was in Double Oaks, and towards the end of Double Oaks, it was a lot of Hispanics out there, and yeah, like they learned how to play basketball, then they started playing basketball with us and shit, and like Migo was hard, it was just a way of communication. I didn't look at that as her saying anything crazy. It just seemed like regular.
I'm not saying she's saying anything crazy, but it's just like you sound like you just being funny, like more so than being serious. So it's just like, do you think? But black folk have a way of being funny when they're serious.
And that's what I was about to say. Like, to me, like that's the part about it. Like, I think that's just in the words of A Black, like it's just like hood chick vernacular. Just
Migo.
Run, Migo.
All right, so I guess as we round this part off, maybe a little bit to not G's point, Johnny's point. Where does your empathy lie at as we're seeing this happen inside like our hometowns and our cities? We're seeing protests. The other side of it, if we have any of the FBA guys on here, they'll say that this is not our fight. This has nothing to do with us. If you have some Republican POVs on here, some really conservative guys, they'd say that no matter how they get them, shout out to Johnny. The what is it? The squeeze. The lemon is worth the squeeze. What's the saying, Johnny? The juice is worth the squeeze. There you go. The juice is worth the squeeze. Yeah. What is y'all thoughts? Is this something that we should be empathetic about? Should we, is not really our fight. So, what's happening to them is just what's happening to them. What's y'all thoughts?
I think I revised my statement. I think I do have empathy on an individual level, like a humanity level. Like when you see like it's a kid that might not see their daddy. Like I get that. Uh, but like when G said, like a lot of them did vote for this. It's hard to be sympathetic when like some of these people. But I do find empathy, and I've been building. Like I haven't seen it over the week. I do, especially on the individual level. I do find like you humanity. Like don't be snatching people up. Like you do have to have some kind of professionalism, even if you are trying to get these folks. So I do have some empathy on like just the human level, but sympathy is I've been struggling with that sometimes.
Yeah, I think you can be empathetic, with also not without dying for him either. At the same time, like I don't believe in like cracking jokes or kind of laughing at their pain right now because I don't know why people don't understand it. It always switches back to us some kind of
Mm-hmm.
way. Like, so if they doing them like this, and
Mm-hmm.
you laughing and oh, get your papers right and all type of jokes, it's like it's only a matter of time for they say they get all the immigrants out of America. Then what ICE gonna do? What do you think they go? Who they go turn on next? They coming for niggas some
Like
kind of way.
yes,
Now, so I think we can be empathetic. I don't penalize somebody for not being at every protest and stuff, but the way this is being carried out is not cool. It's not right.
It's setting a new precedent.
Yeah, and so I don't believe laughing at it. Like, are there racist conservative Latinos who voted for Trump who might deserve it? Cool, but just to assume that they all of that, like most of them can't even vote because they illegal. So these ain't the people that you should be. Oh, you voted for this. I guarantee these illegal people didn't vote. Like if they are illegal, how are they voting? So how are you saying that they voted for Trump? And even if you did, it's black people that voted for Trump and white people that voted for Trump who are not getting what they voted for either. So I really hate this. Gotcha. I told you so. Kamala would have been different. This is what y'all get type vibe we got in the country.
Yeah.
It don't help nothing. It's like people made a choice. It was a bad choice. How we go deal with it? But just kind of say, well, y'all chose this. Y'all chose like this shit is getting old. Like
Right.
because it's only a matter of time for like, well, we got all these Mexicans. What's next? Who else can we impress?
Well, we've already kind of seen that with sending the what Fed. I know we sent federal agents to
guard.
specific cities, the National Guard to the cities inside black neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then after we saw what happened to the train stabbing. They ain't had nothing to do with immigration. It was an
Oh,
immigrant
yeah.
girl that got killed, but it was a
Oh,
black
yeah.
man that did it. So they
Yeah, how
wanted to
you
bring the whole
respond to an
National
immigrant
Guard
dying
here.
by shipping off a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of immigrants?
Yeah, so yeah, we can be empathetic, man. People need to be educated on it. I feel like they just need a better way to do it. Cause it's the immigration. Like how would you run the country? People go sneak in, some escaping crazy stuff. I think there should be a time limit once you do get caught up on getting your paperwork together. But I don't think the way they're going about it, like I seen them like this little skinny Spanish girl getting thrown around like she a damn cartel member or something. So just
Mm.
like the way they handling folks, it's like it's unnecessary. Like I
I
don't know,
think
you put an ankle monitor on them until you get your paperwork, something. But I feel like it should be more of all right, we caught you. You got 6 months to get your paperwork together. If we don't, we got this monitor on you. We go come back and get you. Like it should be some type of leeway. I feel like America is like if you cross the border and you don't get caught, then nigga, you good. Stay out of trouble and keep your head low. But I mean, that's the whole concept of how the Europeans came over here, running from Britain, poor, couldn't practice their religion, oppressed, came here, genocided people, took their land, and now they be kind of doing the same shit. And to do all of that, and it still be poor white people that had the most to say. I'm like, y'all done took over this whole country, took the Indian shit, had free labor, and y'all still poor and white and mad. Like And y'all want to do the same thing to immigrants when y'all was immigrants, when y'all had Ellis Island in New York and y'all flooded the European immigrants in so you can make this a white majority country. Like they did the same thing. So it's hypocritical. Then you got our president married to an immigrant, vice president married to an immigrant. So it's just so many contradictions going on. I do believe
Hey, Black. Do you think they're like you saying they're testing out this new thing as far as like they're trying to see like how far they can do or like what they can get away with? But wouldn't that also be a test for the people and for like what we're allowing and like what we respond? So I think we do have like a responsibility obligation to resist this as much as possible. And like I say, even if it has to get like violent at this point, like they snatching folks up. Like I mean, like how much more are we gonna wait until we start like trying to fight back? And like I said, I don't know the right answer as far as how to, but I feel like if we do just sit back and like let this fly by, they're gonna try it again, and they're gonna get a little bolder. And I think it is a precedent that's being set. So I think, Americans, we do have to be wary and respond accordingly too.
Yeah, the time of a physical fight back is pretty much dead. Like there's only one way Americans can fight back, and that's through halting capitalism. It's like serious financial boycotts and things that really disturb the economy for them to change shit. Us getting in the streets, yelling, getting musty, going down permitted roads blocked off by the same cops you're going against, that ain't moving no needle because everybody's not protesting. But you get everybody to really boycott Amazon this Christmas for real, or the post office, or something that's like affects a billionaire or somebody serious. That's when you make change. But the thing is, we don't have large scale unity. It's pockets that protest, whether it's LGBT or trans or the Latinos or Spanish or the Black people. But what makes every American get out in the streets? And that's what's missing to have true resistance, because it can't just be one marginalized group fighting for themselves and a few people help in. It ain't gonna make no difference. And we don't got the gunpower. You go out there, get shot up. And this is what a lot of them people hope and train for somebody attacking them so they can use these nice weapons that they got and shoot your ass up. So how else can you fight but fucking up their money? Everybody.
I think I saw a thing that said like so here's the thing, like what's going on, I think it's terrible, but at the same time, I think it's also potentially being covered in a way that might make it seem like a little more vicious maybe than or impactful than what it is. And I say that because I think I saw that all that stuff they did in Charlotte, they made around like maybe 150 arrests of illegal people or something like that. Does that sound like
250?
250. In the grand scheme of like population, that shit ain't impacting the city of Charlotte. 250 people, like that's a.
But to be honest, though,
that's like a record though. They broke in the city of arrest.
That's crazy. Also, if that's the record, that's kind of wild.
To be that low. That's a record.
But G, what I will say that we haven't necessarily spoken about in general, and this would be to A Black's capitalism point, and like alluding to what Johnny spoke about earlier, like the taco spot, like that's closed. Like my wife, she be back here by about 5:15. I ain't gonna lie, because ain't no traffic. Ain't no like the traffic back and forth, like is dropping my son off at school is never any traffic on the days that it usually would be traffic because of everybody's in the house. There's a lot of money being lost. No,
I agree. I do agree with the economic ramifications because I'm seeing that too. Like certain businesses have to close early. Some of them are just closed indefinitely. So it's different things going on. But I'm just saying from the standpoint of like the fact that they're doing all of this theatrical, active stuff with the National Guard or the ICE and all this stuff. Like they're doing all of this grandstanding stuff for 250 arrests in a city. That's what I'm saying is like you're not really even moving the needle like that. Like if you bring this many resources to quote unquote combat illegal immigration, you would think that Charlotte was flooded with, thousands of immigrants and they gonna clean some shit up. I'm just saying, like, finding 250 quote unquote, scattered people throughout the city of Charlotte is not
over 2 weeks.
That's not a
days,
you really over a couple of days. That's not really a lot in my opinion. Like y'all really didn't do a lot given all of what y'all are doing. Like y'all are doing a lot to get very little less juice for the squeeze, if you will. Like it's like, what are y'all really doing? Y'all ain't really locking a bunch of people up, in my opinion.
I don't know. If you got a targeted operation and you lock up 200 people, from one operation, that's kind of a lot of people.
Well, I thought that y'all was saying like 250 over the course of like the 2 weeks they've been here. So y'all said they got 250 in 2 days
since they've been there. How long they been?
Saturday. It just started Saturday.
I've been active 2 days. I know because the news keep reporting the number getting higher.
Well, it started Saturday. It's Wednesday now. That's like 5 days. It's been like 5 days.
It's been a couple of days. I don't think it's been 2 weeks, but it's been like a handful of days.
My bad. All right, so it's been like
81 the first day. It was 150 the second day.
Now I'm talking about just in Charlotte, like the number of just as it relates to Charlotte.
Oh, last week they announced that they was coming down here.
Yeah, they just announced it last week.
Yeah, they announced it.
But I feel like they started doing a little bit like the end of last week.
Up too.
Nah, they started operation on Monday officially.
But they was arresting folks Saturday too. It went. I remember.
Yeah. Because you about to say you
had about it on Sunday.
Yeah, we talked about it on Sunday. The whole little thing when ICE pulled dude over twice inside the same.
Yeah. That was on Saturday.
And knocked out his window. Some of the guys they must have been doing overtime because they got here early. They was definitely making some moves. All right, so I guess this is a good time to segue out into another one of the big hot topics that have been kind of reverberating inside the quote unquote streets. You have the Epstein files. I'll play this. I haven't looked at it, but this comes from CNN an hour ago. And yeah, we can talk about it.
Major breaking news as we come on the air tonight because President Trump has now signed the Epstein files bill into law. The final step to force the Justice Department to turn over everything it has on Epstein within the next 30 days. Part of the president's lengthy statement, I'll read it here, where he said, quote, Jeffrey Epstein, who was charged by the Trump Justice Department in 2019, not the Democrats, with an exclamation point, was a lifelong Democrat, donated thousands of dollars to Democrat politicians, and was deeply associated with many well-known Democrat figures. The president goes on to write, perhaps the truth about these Democrats and their associations with Jeffrey Epstein will soon be revealed because I have just signed the bill to release the Epstein files. Trump says, as everyone knows, I asked Speaker of the House Mike Johnson and Senate Majority Leader John Thune to pass this bill in the House and the Senate. That, of course, came after he fought the bill, but he concluded with, this latest hoax will backfire on the Democrats just as all of the rest have. Thank you all for your attention to this matter. Of course, this is the bill that the president spent months trying to kill. He is now taking credit for its passage on Capitol Hill after it became clear that it was going to pass at least the House. While it's a moment that so many of Jeffrey Epstein's survivors that you've heard from here on this show have waited so long for, it is notable the president did not mention the women who fought for this bill's passage in his post tonight. The fact also that the president didn't take the opportunity to sign it today before cameras is notable, given how many bill signings and executive orders he has regularly turned into lengthy Oval Office events and press conferences. We did hear from the Attorney General on this matter earlier. Pam Bondi was asked multiple times how her department plans to handle this process of turning over these materials to Congress, given the massive amount of data on Epstein that the Justice Department has.
Does the new investigation by the Southern District of New York U.S. Attorney prevent the department from releasing all of the remaining files?
So we have released over 33,000 Epstein documents to the Hill, and we'll continue to follow the law and to have maximum transparency.
What are you doing here over the next days, as we understand it?
We will continue to follow the law with maximum transparency while protecting victims.
Yeah. When you say follow the law, Madam Attorney General, do you mean that you will provide all the files by 30 days?
We will follow the law. The law passed both chambers.
Oh my God.
It has not yet been signed, but we will continue to follow the law, again, while protecting victims, but also providing maximum transparency.
You muted.
Oh no, I said, damn, they be so slippery.
What
He
is
asked a direct question, and he's like, "We will follow the law, maximum transparency." Like there was
Man,
a very specific thing that they told her to say.
They finna get the white out, and they finna block all of that shit, man.
Redacted,
redacted.
redacted.
Yeah, it's finna be some bullshit. Like I don't see why. Like, I get this. Like,
you think they got pictures of Trump giving out that toppy?
Oh, you talking about Bubba?
But my thing is, but see, my thing is,
that's a
like,
hell of a blackmail. I can see why this nigga is like, hey, what y'all need, Russia? He like, hey, Russia, what y'all say y'all need?
But like
that seemed like the thing that over the past week that seems like the most like likely scenario is that Trump probably wasn't messing with kids.
Wild boy doing the
he probably wasn't messing with kids. He probably got some wild like rich people blackmail shit on his jacket.
That Diddy shit.
Yeah.
Oh, like Meek Mill. You see when they made him hop like a bunny that one time.
But that ain't as bad as this. I ain't gonna put that kind of
shit on. I don't know
what
you're talking about.
Yeah, it's
right
kind of
now.
crazy smut to put on.
I don't know. You ain't see the shit.
I don't know what.
No, I've seen the like he lost a bet and just did the bunny hop because of that.
That's what he did. Like this shit was wild.
Yeah, I think that's different than like having a picture of S and somebody D.
Oh well, yeah, I ain't saying that. Like I ain't saying.
Yeah,
that. I ain't
like,
say that. I ain't say that. My
what
thing
was
is,
the comparison you was making with Meek Mill?
I would say they'll make you do some wild shit though if you lose.
That's a different type of wild.
Yeah, that's like it's still not even a good comparison. Of what, that's why I said, why are you putting that kind of smut on Meek Mill, name? That's crazy.
That was wild to me when I saw it. I was like, oh, this ain't nightmares.
You thought, damn, that's comparable of like a man S&, another guy.
I ain't say that. That's not what.
What we saying? Take the smut off his name, bro.
All right, my bad, my bad, me. But I don't see why they got to give these niggas 30 days though, because like it should be the press of a button. And I understand that like there's certain things that got to be blocked out when it comes to identity.
Gotta protect the victims.
But some of the victims said, "Fuck it, drop it."
Gotta be thorough.
Yeah, I think most victims is like, hey, release it.
The victims are the white billionaires who done paid to had a shit scrubbed. Like they don't care nothing about
hey, that's a bar. That's a bar.
Nah,
those victims.
Yeah, those
victims. Okay.
Yeah. That's a bar.
What the information go do? You can't really please people. When the file's not out, then they hide in the files. When they say they go release them, then y'all must have scrubbed them. Why y'all release them? So it's like you can't win with the public no way. Whether you drop them, you don't drop them, you drop them, they not gonna believe them. They go say it's fake. They go say they
by not being weird though. Like these people are clearly doing some fucked up shit. That's why they win.
I mean, we know that. That's what people do in high society.
Like that's how you win with the public. Is just be normal.
But
I do think that Trump will come out of favor if the images of him S and Bubba D.
But even that, because that if you read that email, that was
Chat GPT.
If they got that on Trump, it's a wrap for his legacy. I'm just telling you.
Listen. Why would you hide that? If I had that on my MacBook right now, that should have been out 2 weeks ago.
Hey, listen. This how I think that Trump is shook. He done resorted back to calling fat women piggy. When I seen him do that, I was like, oh shit.
High tower.
It's a wrap. I'm telling you.
Talk to us, A Black.
But it's like, all right. If they if you read that email, it was clearly a joke about him and Bill Clinton. But everybody's talking about Trump. Oh, Trump did this to him. But nobody thinking like, why would Bill let Trump do that? Like, is he that freaked out too? We believe Bill Clinton that freaked out.
I think we already know Bill is a freaky boy.
But I think they also said that when they raided Epstein house, there was a picture of Bill Clinton when you first walked in the dress or some shit like that.
And we know Bill Clinton and Trump were cool before he started running for office.
Why would you have that shit blown up? Like
the Trumps and Clintons were cool.
Yeah, you heard this, right, Johnny?
No.
Oh yeah. The Trump, not Trump, the Bill Clinton. I'll double check it, but yeah, I've heard this from most.
But Bill Clinton, nobody cares. It's like he's already been run through the mud. Like the Clintons are kind of old news. Like Bill Clinton, Schmill Clinton. He can have as many Bill Clinton drops in there as we want. Like,
all right, say hypothetically that picture exists of Trump topping off Bill, right?
Or just a man in general.
All right, man in general, either one. It's not underage girl, it's not rape, and it would be hypocritical to shame him at the same time when you trying to get trans people to play sports and get all this right for gay people. So it would just be flipped in that way. It wouldn't really do no major
No, I guess I'm saying that it would hurt him with his base.
It would tear up his legacy.
It'd be hypocritical though.
Like the Dems, it'd be hypocritical for the Dems to like really drag on it. But I think all the MAGAs,
the white
can't be Christian and supporting this man.
You can't be a leader, and you can't be the leader of the free world with that picture out there, bro. That's why Pete Buttigieg won't be president. It's just certain things.
They'll probably vote for Bill Clinton before Trump after that.
Nah, the white dude's gonna come out and be like, you know what? I sucked a little dick myself too before.
It's kind of wild because the thing about it is that like you start hearing the Republican limits, the more that Trump get implicated. Now you hear I forget what Shorty name is. She was on the news saying, well, Epstein wasn't really a pedophile. They weren't
5-year-olds. They weren't.
They wasn't 5-year-olds. They was just like 15, kind of legal.
Yeah, crazy.
Like what really is a pedophile? Like I was like, wait, we can't be doing this. Megyn Kelly, Megyn Kelly.
I believe Republicans is Democrats. They all involved in it, but I just don't believe nothing we ever get is gonna be truthful. And even if we do, what the hell are we gonna do about it? Like
vote for some other people. Like we could get rid of like we ain't gotta keep on voting.
This is his last hurrah anyway. So
I feel you about Trump. I feel you about Trump, but like
he in it for legacy.
There's gonna be a lot of other people though that I think are legacy good politicians that like need to be like.
Well, I think some of them guys in Congress is gonna
like, but you gotta like. I think like there has to be something like if this thing drop and it's as many people as we think it is, or it's the number, we can't keep on going with these same peoples as our leaders.
Yeah, but
like we have to change governments. Like we gotta get them up out of here because like
and emails in the age of AI don't hold enough.
Okay, but like we don't even need it though because we know what these folks on and so we still letting these run the country and make decisions.
I don't know
money.
Shit. I just want to get my money. I don't care what they people doing. I don't know
but
what
they taking your money though. Like
that's why I'm worried about that. But
you still gonna pay the
ain't got nothing to do with my taxes.
I'd rather some regular folks decide where my tax dollars go than some weird folk though, for real.
I don't care if you weird as hell if I got my money. Like get my money right, man. Let's get these taxes together.
Well, Trump fucking that up too. So, like, I mean, he
like I care. You got 2 G's on the way. Don't worry, player.
If you touching kids,
I thought he was taking that back.
Oh damn.
That's what the little headline. I didn't read the headline, but I seen the headline say, Trump starting to think about using them taxes for something else.
Oh, the $2,000.
He's scrambling because right now it's not looking good for his just his overall. Like I said, even like his base is fractured. He's arguably the weakest he's been. Like I don't know if y'all saw too in Texas that he had a federal judge that was appointed by him vote against the gerrymandering, redistricting that they were doing out there. Vote against that. Like he's starting to see some people within his party that typically just fall in line are starting to move a little different, man. This is, like I said, this is arguably the weakest he's looked in his tenure as president. So I'm curious to see how it play out.
I think it's a dangerous time though, because like, that hit dog, or you get a dog in a corner like that, you see what he's looking at. Like
I ain't gonna lie, I feel like Trump might fuck around and burn it all down.
But no, he got the
that's what I'm looking at.
He got the guns pointed towards Venezuela already.
I ain't even talking about that. I'm talking about like
that's how it starts. That's how it starts because Russia gonna come in.
All right, you about to get geopolitical, and let's get there in a second. Okay. I'm just speaking about whether them emails or whatever come out of him. Like Trump ego is too wild and he knows too many people implicated. I think that we might be on the verge of like the greatest reality TV show that we've ever seen. If Trump is implicated in any of these, Trump is going to burn it down. Like he's going to start pointing and naming names. In my opinion,
Imagine
that's
what
what
he's
I think
doing right
is
now.
Huh?
Imagine what he's doing right now. Probably sweating like a motherfucker.
I'll be sleeping, chilling.
Oh,
not if he had them files.
Man, that nigga Teflon, man. He the real Teflon Don. Like
I thought it into these past 2 months.
They've been trying to lock him up, indict him. They've been trying to lock him up, indict him. It ain't happening, man. You ain't. These dudes got too much money. They not going down.
They went from bulletproof to gay.
It's not happening.
Yeah, listen, I agree that he I don't think he's going to jail off of anything unless it is some actual like him with little kids or something like that. But like to what Johnny's saying, I do think that, or G is saying, this is, in my opinion, the first time we've seen him look weak. But to G's point, this is the weakest we've ever seen him for sure. Where he doesn't have overwhelming support within his party. It used to be a Trump endorsement meant everything, but MAGA's so fractured that in itself doesn't mean anything. To where his appointed judges vote against him again. Like these all used to be like faux pas you just couldn't do, you would never do, and now you're seeing even his most adamant supporters, the Ben Shapiro's, the Marjorie Taylor Greens, all go against him in the public. And I don't know, like it's been an interesting soap opera. It's like one of them weird little turns that nobody would have predicted, in my opinion.
And not even a full year into the term, like it's getting crazy.
It's also wild because it feels like he's been there for about 2 or 3 years, just with how much shit has been happening.
You hit the ground running, no days
Yeah.
off.
Facts.
Hey, you can say what you want.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Say what you want, but the nigga be working.
I agree with this. I agree with this.
Be working.
That nigga dropped a new executive order on the hour, boy. I was like, God damn.
80 years old, like I would probably just be
That's
chilling.
the issue now, though. He can't keep that up pace. You got to pace yourself at an old age.
Yeah,
It
then
does
think about how long his
mad
tweets
orders. It does
Yep.
seem to be a lot of orders in this short amount of time.
Yeah. A lot of them orders done got blocked too.
Right.
Most of them had.
Trying to see what stick.
Nah, that boy Trump do.
Yeah, he throw enough of them out, some go stick.
Like you look at like how, like when you look at his tweets or whatever they call over on
True
Truth
Socials.
like they be about, like if you was to space it out back when we was in college, that's about a 2-page paper that he be writing on those things. Like Trump be doing all that, and he also will still just get on the internet.
You know, he one of them old
Like,
niggas
right,
that
like,
talk the tight. He just be talking to the phone.
Oh, he be doing
that.
Shout out,
Oh
Unc.
God, they'll be the worst.
Shout out, Unc. That's the Unc right there. Like
I
that
used to have a
text
desk
talk.
beside a nigga that
doing it on his desktop, probably.
Oh man.
Hey, thank you for coming in. Be like, TJ, shut up.
You know them old head texts be long as hell, no periods, no commas. You just be
talking
reading
for
that
2
shit like,
minutes.
okay, this nigga definitely talking in the phone, man. Damn, like.
Yeah, well, I had to realize.
Your
I
ass
was like,
can't
hey,
spell.
Unc is in the Discord talking the text. That's why like all the like the exclamations be on and off. I was like, all right, Unc, I see
Exclamation
what's
point,
happening here.
exclamation point,
Yeah.
exclamation point.
Unc, we talking shit to us, boy. I say it's all right. We ain't got nothing else on there. I guess now is we done made about an hour on our ICE workers, no pun intended.
Literally.
Let's start moving our way into this conversation. Like I said, we attempted to do a full episode on just like the millennials in comparison to previous generations, but we ended up not being able to get into like all the different specifics and particulars. And I think right now it's probably a good time for us to get into our take on millennials in comparison to previous generations when it comes down to family. I think that, announced on the show, we've had G just popped out a little one, got a little son over there. You got A Black, he about to tie the knot. You got Johnny, habitual single. Yeah, I mean, shout out to my guy. And yeah, me, I'm married, got 2 kids, and it to an extent represents a bunch of different versions and stages of what we're seeing inside what one might call like the modern generation's take on family. So saying all that to say, I guess we can what do you I ask y'all, what do y'all want to start at? We can start at family or parenting. And there's a few more. There's about 5 prompts that we can get into. But what do y'all want to start up between family and parenting?
They all kind of go hand in hand.
Oh,
so
my
it
bad. I
really
said
don't
family,
matter.
marriage and family, marriage and parenting.
They still go hand in hand to some degree. So
you can be a single mom for sure.
That's true, but
all right. With that said, let's start off with the new dad right here. I think that parenting is a good one, and I think that there's a couple different stats that we're seeing play itself out within the millennial generation, and some people say that that's for better. Some people say that it's worse. I think that in general, the rate of us having kids is less, and we're having kids later as well. And again, like I just popped out a she 2 right now, so like I'm a part of that. What is y'all thoughts if we just start off really broad right now? Would you say that as parents, our generation, the millennial generation, is doing better or worse? Again, in general, this is broad right now, than previous generations. We done went down to the Gen Zs, the Boomers, the whoever's. What is your thoughts?
I would say, in terms of parenting, I would say generally, millennials are doing better than prior generations in large part because fathers are way more involved than what they typically were in the past, in my opinion. When you look at fathers' just involvement from young stages, being in school, helping out with extracurriculars, hobbies, all that stuff. I think the millennial parents, you see way more fathers involved in that experience compared to older generations. And I also think our generation, from a parenting perspective, is also, compared to prior generations, going to be more likely to embrace a more emotionally intelligent approach to our children than generations past, where generations past is basically like, stop crying, you know what I'm saying, man up, do this, do that, like, versus today. I think both mothers and fathers of our generation are just a little bit more in tune with the fact that folks have different emotions and that presents itself different ways. And I think they're more conscious about trying to maybe tailor their approach based off of the kids' needs and emotional ability. So I think for those reasons, I would say I would give millennials the nod as it relates to parenting over previous generations. Those would be like the 2 things I would highlight to say that we are doing better than past generations.
Gotcha. A Black, talk to us.
Yeah, when we say doing better, I don't know. I would have to define more what better is. I mean, it's more technology, it's more comforts, it's more access to opportunities, I feel like. But are millennial parents raising their kids better? I think, of course, some are, but I think that from what I see on the outside looking in, I'm not a parent yet, but I worked in school systems in New York, DC, and now on the college level. These kids is different. And I just see them being raised a lot differently than we were. And then also, even when I was single, dating single moms and stuff, the stuff I see that the kids today are exposed to is kind of, I feel like we were sheltered a lot more from a lot of things than these kids are. Like, parents do a lot in front of them. And so me growing up with both parents, I never dealt with my mom being single and dating guys and having to deal with the dynamics. I can't even fathom it. Like, I've never seen my mom with another guy. I never seen my dad with another woman, and they've been divorced, and I still like they just always kept that away from us. But when I was dating girls with kids, I just like they smoke weed in front of their kid, they listen to Sexy Red, they watching Tubi movies, they got a new dude in the crib, the kid coming in out the room. It's just like certain dynamics and behaviors that are more allowed. And then I'm kind of we starting to see this epidemic of YNs and like this new crop of hood kids and street kids and ghetto kids, because a lot of their parents, I feel like in our generation, and not all, not y'all, but they still want to be kids themselves. Like they still are, showing off for online. I see so many women with kids in the club every weekend. I'm just like, I mean, sometime, but like every weekend, like, bro, I can't even remember my mom ever going to no club. I might have been asleep or something, but I ain't never seen that in my life. So just like, I think the opportunity to do better is there, but I see a lot of failure happening in how some of these kids is growing up. And then even on the college level, it's like, it's some brilliant kids I know that's like, okay, you gonna be all right. But I'm worried about the future sometimes with the way these kids carry themselves and the way they think, and they lack a drive and motivation. They got ambition and they got ideas, but the execution there not there, the work ethic not there, this need for instant gratification is like real crazy right now. So I think it's half and half. I think you got pockets of parenting at our age that kind of hold on to what they was brought up as, and they know how important that is. I think you have a lot of new parents that go away from the way that they was raised, thinking like, oh, I don't want to do it that way, but at the same time not realizing the good that came from doing it that way. So I don't know. It's a hard question to answer if we better or not. I would say different, but I don't know.
But yo, would you say a lot of what you do? Let me ask a question real quick to clarify, because like a lot of what you described, would you say is more of the environment of society versus the parenting abilities? Like when you talk about the nature of instant gratification, what they're exposed to versus what, say, prior generations were exposed to, like, do you think that parents can limit what kids are exposed to today? Like, obviously you could put limits, but it's like a different world in terms of what you have access to versus like what we had access to growing up. Would you like agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying is that access. Like I know I dated a single mom for 3 years, and other girls, and one thing that's common is these tablets, and we didn't have that as much, but they'll put this tablet and kid will be locked into the tablet all day long. And if you look over their shoulders, sometimes you see some of the stuff that they're watching. Like,
yeah, it'd be crazy.
Hey, Black, like, cause that's what I was going to actually mention that. Like, but the thing about like what you say, like with this generation, they have the tablet, but like our generation, like our parents would just send us outside.
Yeah, but
and that was their version of the tab. Like y'all,
we was video game kids and TV kids too.
Yeah, we definitely have video games.
But your like, parents definitely would tell you to turn that
especially as
off.
We got older. But like when I was like 90s, like when I was in elementary school, middle school, it was mostly we playing outside. And like
I think some kids, I was an outside kid, but I had a bunch of friends that they would prefer to just be in the house on GoldenEye.
Oh yeah,
GoldenEye had niggas in a chokehold.
It feel good out here. Niggas would not want to get off that GoldenEye.
GoldenEye had niggas in a chokehold.
But when your parents want you to get off of stuff, they turn it off. They took that game. They unplugged it. They didn't use it as a pacifier. Now the parents encourage it, so you leave them the hell alone. Please go play your game. Please.
But I think our parents, but see, our parents sent us outside so they could have their freedom.
Yeah, but outside,
that's a dynamic. That's a dynamic.
But outside got its own risk. And I'm saying, and we grew up when we was exposed to shit. We had a lot more trauma. A lot more things happened to us.
People might look at you crazy. You got your kids playing outside unsupervised. Like,
just go outside. But we
natural socialization. You get natural socialization when you go outside.
But sometimes you get socialization around the wrong shit, and you get exposed to shit. There's no control.
Don't put them outside in the hood. But if you in a nice neighborhood and you met your neighbors, and
that might be even worse.
It might be worse, bro.
Like, I think it is worse. I ain't gonna lie.
Worse, like having them out in that neighborhood, like
them niggas sniffing the glue.
Hey Corey,
Nah,
you want to
you
pop
gotta,
up?
you gotta, you gotta, you gotta know your neighbors.
Oh, my dad's got a whole refrigerator. He'll never know. Like,
Yeah, nah, you
He has
been
a
hanging out with
bunch
the
of
little white
Michelob
kids and stuff.
Lights.
Down there in the basements. Yeah, now
They hanging out
No,
with
in the
Caucasian basements.
White folks in basements. The basements used to go crazy back in the day.
Nah, I remember we first moved to a nice neighborhood and we hang out with them white kids and they be in there talking crazy to their parents and stuff. And just be looking like shit.
I ain't never had that experience. That'd have been fun.
I ain't doing that. But then it's funny, they'll come to your black house and they respect the hell out your mom. Like,
okay, they scared of.
They don't play with your mom, but they'll go back to their own mom and cuss.
Oh yeah, they be real respectful with a black mama.
Oh yeah, they don't play that. And the black mama tell them sit their ass down real quick, and they do it.
Yeah, but I think like you said, it is different. But I think today's parents have a little more control over like their kids. Where like on those tablets, but you can like at least see what they're doing. They got parental controls. Even if they
I think they got less control.
But even the YouTube kids got some sketchy content that's really
you
like
can watch it with
not
them.
for kids.
That's more
This is
controlled
true.
than outside. That's more controlled than outside in the neighborhood, like we was at on the bikes.
But let me ask you this.
I was outside.
But G, let me ask you
bikes,
this.
it was a wrap.
I was outside.
We critique YouTube kids. What was on Nickelodeon back in the day?
You're right.
Nickelodeon was.
I was watching Ren and
when you
Stimpy.
looking back now as
Ren
like
and
an
Stimpy,
adult,
Rocco's Modern Life, like
it was a wild time when you just sitting. Even Our Real Monsters.
Yeah.
All of those was like actual kind of like low key adult shows.
Oh yeah.
When you look back at it now,
that's a fair point. That's a fair point. I think the difference though is we couldn't consume it on demand over and over and over and over again. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I think that make a big difference. Like to A Black point, I do think that is one of the bigger criticisms of our generations as parents is abusing screen time. It's like a gift and a curse because we live in an age where if you don't know how to use the screen and be familiar with the screen, you're at a detriment long term. But being dependent on the screen to be, to like soothe and pacify yourself just to be able to like sit somewhere and be quiet is detrimental long term, I think. So I do think it's a fair point. Like we don't want to get too comfortable just throwing that screen in front of kids as a way to just make them be quiet because we don't have patience.
Yeah, I see a lot of that.
I dig it. All right, so I'll run down a couple of these prompts. Maybe one of them stick. Are millennial parents more emotionally present or just showcasing their emotional quote unquote vulnerability online?
Definitely online. When I see these chicks love their kids online and hate them in real life.
Oh damn!
Like, and when I speak,
I got too many stories.
Right.
I ain't talking about. I know y'all see this. Like these people.
A Black done had some run-ins with some bad moms. I can see that. Yeah.
I had a long dating resume and some.
That's why he went to Africa. He was like, "Fuck this."
He had to get away from the FBAs. No.
He said FBAs bad moms.
People cap online, man. You got the men who like post their kid when they only seen them once in 2 weeks, but then you got the women like, oh, I love so and so, but then when you with them, it's get out of my room, get out of my face, shut the fuck up, smell like. I'm like, well, damn, why all that love it online? Like, so they want to portray this loving. They want to be perceived of like a loving parent, like most parents do, I would presume. But in real life, you don't get that vibe that. And it's not all, but some women don't. I won't say they don't love their kids, but they don't like them for real. Like
that's definitely a thing.
And you see a lot of that resentment for having them, especially when they start encroaching on their free time and their date life and stuff. And
but see, this goes to family planning too, because like when you have kids unexpectedly out of the blue. Unintentionally, like however you go, it's one thing to have a kid and you just have to deal with it, and it's another thing to like be with somebody you care about and usher in like a new life together. Like, and so I'm curious, like in a lot of these situations, like from like this is where I would say like our generation, it's like versus older generations. Like older generations, was getting married and they didn't even like each other type of deal, and finding ways to stay together and make families over decades or whatever the case. Whereas I feel like our generation, we're not as likely to get coupled with people that we don't like, but we'll have these incidents where, you know, things happen and then you gotta, and then you end up dealing with that resentment. It's just what it is.
Well, G, I've also seen where women, like, especially like when like the beginning of social media, where like you say that they want to have a kid and look good online, but like sometimes people treat like they man and they kid like a bag, like an accessory. So like you can look good online, and then like when it's time to like once the camera go off, you kind of throw it to the side. I've seen women where they don't even want the man, they want the baby. And like that's happened a lot in this generation. I think that like kind of goes to show you that this isn't a generation that's necessarily, you know, planning out families or even has like, you know, family, because a lot of them are very comfortable with just having a baby and with no, you know, intentions of getting married. They just want the baby.
You think that inside this generation?
Yeah, I think millennials are more family planners than
prior. Like I guess like in general, millennials are having kids later. And having less kids also.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a certain, and maybe as a whole, but I've seen like, and even like, maybe like the generation, but there was a segment where like, we've learned, but you know the girl in high school that had the kid, and like it was a bunch of like.
Oh, no, listen, there's always gonna be some low hanging fruit. So there's gonna be some girls that just had kids early with a guy that wasn't shit and just. You know,
and there was some girls that looked up to her and did it too.
But I think like that there's more of a trope about black
the
women
normal
reaching,
millennial is a teenage pregnancy.
Yeah, that's not even.
But we had
teenage, like the normal millennial female is like 35 without kids. That's kind of like
those girls in the show were our age now. Was 16 and pregnant or whatever the show. Like there's a whole show about like that in our generation. And we was like right out of
teenage pregnancy. Isn't like
it was very normalized though. Like when we was right out of high school, like they had like shows about these girls that were teenage babies, and
but that's not the norm for millennials.
Yeah, it's not. I think in my high school it might have been one teenage pregnancy, maybe two.
I knew a lot of girls, especially by the time we got to college and like before college graduation, there was a lot of girls before 21, 22 that had babies.
Yeah, like if you're talking about getting pregnant in college, I think that even that, like that's different. I don't think that that's the majority of women that's happening to either. Yeah, I think that there might be like a 4 to 5% or some shit like that. But yeah. I would say that
we had a whole TV show about it in my generation.
Yeah, we in the same generation. Just because it's a TV show don't mean that it was like statistically you could look at the birth rates of kids that were 16 and it's been going down. It peaked maybe like between the 80s and 90s, but it's been going down. Like it is just kind of one of those things that is what it is. But Johnny, to say all that
millennial parenting,
do you disagree that the trope? Do you disagree that the trope for black women and just women in general now is being like 35 and 40 with no kids? Like that's the trope for women in our generation.
I wasn't necessarily speaking.
Yeah, with a pet or a degree or something like that.
When I said what I said, I wasn't necessarily just speaking about black women. I was just talking about our generation.
But women in general, in our generation, like that's the shtick. Is that they're married less, have less kids, but they're more quote unquote boss babes, and they get dogs and die alone or some shit like that. Something Kevin Samuels said.
I don't know if that's the majority, because I think like when you get to this age, people be like, you getting ready to be a stepdaddy. I think that's a very common trope too, men our age, about like because most of the women by the time they get age, they do all have kids.
Okay, I don't know how, like these are competing narratives. I could just tell you the one that the red pill tell me all the time.
They say a lot of shit too.
All right, so I guess going to where we're at right now, and we're kind of speaking about having like the age in which having kids. Again, our generation does seemingly have kids later. Again, G's an example of it. I kind of like fit both bills. I had a son at 21, and then I had a daughter at 36. Yeah, between 35 and 36. Do you think that us having kids later is better? Like, what do you think the pros and cons of this is?
I think the pros of having kids later is that or I'll say in my experience, you are like more conscious of trying to seek resources to prepare for parenting, if you will. Like you
Oh yeah, for
there's
sure.
research out there, there's books out there. I feel like a younger version of me wouldn't be like, let me get this book and read up on this or read up on that, like versus I think an older version more likely to go out and do some research, be informed from that perspective. Obviously the trade-off is like youth and energy, right? Like having a kid in your 20s where you had that ability to be a little bit younger, and then they move out of the house and you still got some headway there in your older years to enjoy like that phase of life. I think it's something to seriously consider. The flip side of that is also like waiting a little bit later, you hopefully are a little more financially stable, able to provide a thorough experience for the kids, whereas like when you're younger still trying to figure things out, and you compound that stress and struggle with the child on top of that, like that can make parenting even harder than what it already is. Whereas when you're older, maybe you've got more resources in place to at least help with the financial burden of what having a kid is, which it's expensive no matter how you flip it, slice it, and dice it. It's definitely a crazy expense. So I think for those reasons, ultimately it's like, you want to weigh it, like there's no like right or wrong, but whenever you had a kid, you just hopefully take advantage of the position that you're in. Like, you know what I mean? If you're younger, take advantage of that youth and energy. And if you're older, like take advantage of being more resourceful and stable, ushering in that child in that environment.
Whoever want to hop in?
Oh yeah, no, I think like some of the advantages, like I don't think like either one is quote unquote like a better. I think there's a difference because of course like what you said. But I think having kids later, there is more stability. You got more emotional you can more emotionally grounded. You should be more financially stable. I think that does set up for a better foundation for the kid overall. So I think that's something that we are intentional about with some of us, but again, some of us, life is crazy, and anything can happen. So it ain't always happen for all of us like that. But I think the ones that do wait, if you're a little bit older, it does help with the your emotional maturity and your financial stability.
You gotta pull out, man. You gotta pull out.
Hey, Black, what if she say that she on a shot?
I'm pulling out. Nah, for real. Like, even if I say I'm gonna do it, I'm still pulling.
Hey, what big boy say? Sometimes you miscalculate the next to the last. Hey.
Oh, last one. Like this is.
So that's why people like accidents happen and stuff. Like, no, nigga just didn't pull out, man. Like,
I don't know. Hey, Black, my daughter wasn't like completely playing.
Man, you ain't get up out of there, Q. That's all. you left a little twinge in there. Niggas know what they be doing, so I will leave a little bit in this.
Cold.
Nah, I wasn't trying to.
But be cold outside. Niggas be a little bit a half second late.
Yeah, just be like a little half. Listen, the timing is important. The timing is important because of like you trying to calculate that last pump. We all understand.
Well, you trying to get the most
out of it. You got to get out before the last.
To get every last drop out that motherfucker.
Nah, you got to get out before that last. Nah, with me, man, I always been real intentional. And I think because growing up, I had this romanticized idea. Like we all probably do about what my family was and who they are. As you get older, a lot of that start to crack. But I always just had this idea of like what I wanted my family to be and the type of mom I wanted my kid to have. And it's been different phases, especially when you age and you get in your mid 30s and stuff. I've had that phase where I'm just like, fuck it, I'm just go bust up in anybody at this point. And
no way, Black. No.
But then you get lucky and it don't happen or it do happen, and then you glad it didn't happen.
Nigga had them plan Bs just in the on deck, just like
crushing them in the lemonade.
Hey,
But
hey, we had a drawer back in the day.
I feel like those of us who are educated, and not all, but more so the educated class of us have been more intentional about when and who they have kids with. And of course there's exceptions and everything, but from what I see, because I know my peers from college, I know a lot of seemingly amazing girls, educated, money and stuff, 35 to 40, no kids yet, and they all singing the same song and stuff, but it's all the educated girls. Like I don't know none of the hood girls or the high school girls who really don't got no kids.
No, that's actually a fact. Yeah.
So it's a thing. I think it comes with education and trying to be intentional. Sometimes maybe even overthinking it in some cases, and then waiting too long. But I think if you smart, you do smarter. You plan better, and that typically comes with education and kind of knowing better, seeing bad, and kind of trying to do better. And I might have known one or two girls that got pregnant in college, but they wasn't playing that. They getting an abortion, plan B or something. They ain't nobody trying to walk around Howard with no pregnant belly. Like they might congratulate you, but as soon as you walk away, like that bitch pregnant for real. So it's not nothing to be proud of. But I think we seeing more in our culture where single motherhood is celebrated, or just being pregnant is just enough to being congratulated, no matter how it comes. I mean, we see Cardi B being celebrated right now, and that whole situation is still crazy to me. But girls is congratulations.
So, hey, like, what you say? What should you say instead of congratulations?
Nothing. Just keep scrolling. You don't got to say nothing, like, because what am I congratulating?
But what if you like bump into this person that you know and you see her?
Yeah,
you
right.
just ignore that she's pregnant.
I can just say, "Hey,
oh, you're pregnant," or just say,
"What if you know the baby daddy ain't shit though?" What you say then?
You be like, "Damn, that's what's up." What you gonna say? Like,
I'm gonna say you chose that nigga.
Hold it down.
But this is the thing. They be knowing the niggas not shit, but the woman's ego is thinking that they can change man, or they gonna be the exception. We all project our ego differently, and women's ego is, I know this man ain't shit to the world, but to me, I'm gonna make him something that he ain't, and it never works out for them for the most part. The type of guys that they like are not the type of guys that's wifing them. The guys they like, not the type of guys that's wifing them, committing to them, being loyal to them. When last time you seen a tall, tatted, dreadhead marry a woman? Like, for real. Like, their actual types never want to commit to them.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Dave Black just went crazy.
Yeah,
tall,
like, no, I was
tatted.
I had to think about what he was saying. I was like, wait, what? Like, I had to really think about what he was saying. Like,
he was almost there.
I was. Then I started going bald. Damn.
Nah, you think about the women and what they say their type is, and how many of those type of guys are marrying them. Like, and then most of them, like, they'll say hood dudes or street dudes that's articulate or whatever bullshit.
Do you think that's true of men too? Do you think a lot of men are marrying the type of women they claim is their type?
I think
for sure, and then complain about the traits that they knew she had.
I think men have more of a choice in who they marry, for sure. And I don't necessarily think a lot of men do marry their type. I think some men focus
more on adjustable six, less maintenance.
They marry good women or somebody who be a good mom and stuff.
Type. It ain't the ideal type though.
Yeah, you don't necessarily.
You still got an 8 on the side with your 6. You just keep that low maintenance adjustable 6 who let you cheat.
Yeah, I mean, you
gotta work with what you
got. Married world crazy. I'm starting to discover. The married world is crazy. I'm starting to discover, man.
Oh yeah,
it's a whole new world.
It's an underworld too.
Yeah, it's an underworld of cheating. It's happening.
It's an underworld. You got to be careful.
Yeah, I'm learning that. So, but
Watch out for them pineapple.
Yeah, that's all I got on that.
Y'all heard it here. If he got dreads, if he's over what's that? What is that? The 6'2"
feet
song?
niggas with
Like, if
dreads.
he over 6'2" with dreads and tats,
6 figures,
all dreaded with tats,
tall, tatted dreads, hood, but articulate, God fearing, but loyal, pay all the bills, but got a little street, still a little dope. Like it just be the stupidest shit they be saying.
Well rounded, you know.
You like this why you sing it.
and he read books.
I hope this girl ain't watching the show,
no.
but she went. One of my homegirls went on that Pop the Balloon show.
Oh no!
And I just like, I wish all girls would go on that show.
Was she holding the balloon or came out as?
Oh, she was holding the balloon.
Oh, okay, word.
And,
the niggas popped her.
She did all right, but she had some humbling moments, and I think girls need that shit because in real life, men don't really tell them the truth. Yeah, for real. If we think about it, men are really nicer than women give us credit for. We really
because we lie to them. Like what you mean? I'm trying to figure out like like what makes us nicer because we just say anything to try.
Red pill A Black is in the building. I love this.
A Black, I feel you. It be a lot of corny girls out here, but nobody ever go around calling women corny. But it be
you ever had a girl cooch stink, but you ain't tell her?
Nah.
Not really.
So you just be telling women that shit stink?
Well, no, I'm trying to think of like,
did you plan on hitting still? Because sometimes niggas will smell it and then be like, I gotta just be quiet because I'm still about to knock this out.
Yeah,
you can't comment.
And you gotta take them to the shower.
Yeah, but like for me, typically, like if it was some like some after the club box, they typically just run in the shower real quick. That's usually what's happening with me.
But I'm saying, if she had a little twang, did you sit her down? Did you sit her down and be like, you know what, we need to do something, or did you just stop fucking?
If it's more than twice, yes.
But Johnny said, "You got it got to at least be."
I haven't had a scenario where like we had to like stop and have an intervention.
I gotta make sure.
I haven't had to have an intervention, but
are you good?
To women's credit, though, I imagine that they be having to go down and niggas' balls be just fresh out the club.
Hey, well, I wouldn't even. I don't even allow nobody to get down. My shit is always. I'm gonna hop in the shower first because this my reputation. Because
you can't go out with no. Yeah,
be talking. These women
you don't want to go in a group chat, bro.
Bro, these women be talking, and
salty.
I done heard some things. I'm like, damn,
you salty balls.
You got a salty Peter, bro.
So you say women don't get humbled enough, in your opinion, Black?
Nah, I feel like a lot of times when we cut women off, when we fall back, we don't give them the brutal truth of why we don't really like them or fuck with them. You know, because we don't be really wanting to hurt them for real. So we just kind of fall back or fade out without really telling them like. Nah, you got a stink ass attitude, or you talk too much, or your voice aggravating, whatever. It's the real truth. We don't really tell it
until we get rejected.
Actually be the bad
Once
guy.
we get rejected, then we say the real truth. So like a nigga might see her, know that he don't really like her, but he be like, the ass is fat, so I'ma holler. And then when he go be nice to her, oh, you look so nice. And then when nigga get rejected, he be like, oh, bitch, you ugly anyway. And
but she not gonna take that as a truth because she rejected him, so she feel like, oh, he just mad saying that. But if it's somebody that she fucked with and he falls back and, oh, why you stop calling, stop texting me? Niggas say shit like, oh, I just want to focus on myself, or I got stuff going on. You don't ever really want to tell her it's because she aggravating as hell, it's because her bathroom dirty, it's because some other truth that we always kind of hide. And so women be out here not knowing why they truly single. We don't really tell them why we stop fucking with them.
Niggas want to leave the door open a little bit. That's if you really don't. If you really don't fuck with her, you don't tell her.
Nah, you don't really. You only go really tell a girl about herself if y'all having a disrespectful back and forth match, and you just don't care no more. It's very rare that dudes honestly tell women.
Yeah, but that open door is also important
or if
too.
you, I would say,
You
if I
gotta
know
leave
that
it just
I'm
a
really
little
not
crack.
trying to rock with you like that, I'll be super honest with you. Like, yo, for real, this is what it is. Like,
maybe if she asks,
but if I'm
you,
trying to
but
still see what it do, I'm
I'm gonna leave it. I'm
finesse
gonna
it.
leave the
You
door
know,
crack. I
fudge
ain't
the
gonna come
line.
back.
yeah.
You know.
Hey, had a great day today. How's yours? You know, every
Yeah.
my whole point is like, and
Swell.
maybe y'all follow girls like this too. But I see girls posting like these paragraphs of essays about why they single or men can't handle them and this, that, and the third.
oh Lord,
Oh, that's the problem. As soon as
And
they
it might
change
be,
it,
might be somebody you dated and you reading like, girl, that's not why you single.
oh
Like,
Lord.
yeah. Oh no, listen, there's a few of them that If you've dated one of those ones, you know why she's single, and that paragraph that she just typed
A
is
lot of
just
women be
reinforcing it.
miserable.
Like
Just suck,
you delusional to what your what the reality of the world
problem is, because
it be raining every time you hit up.
And then they so many thirsty niggas out here that they don't really have to deal with their issues a lot, because they just move on to the next thirsty nigga and kind of like put a band-aid over whatever was wrong with them. This nigga is love bombing me, so maybe nothing is wrong with me, and this new nigga loves me too. So they don't really be fixing their issues, because it's an endless amount of thirsty niggas that's gonna praise them next until they get tired of them. And then it's the next.
But hey, Black, sometimes you just gotta let time pass. We at the age now where like we knew some like decent 9 borderline 10s at 25, then 9 at 38. They done dropped into that below 6 category.
They still talking like they
and
fine stuff.
They could talk whatever like the world has shown them in those pounds and them kids what the worth is. And so like this when you start seeing them like start reposting some of them old pictures and shit like that. They gotta try and get their spirits back up because the world's humble them.
They be sad. Stuck in the glory days. It's like a nigga posting his high school highlights.
Yeah.
I be killing them.
Yeah, those girls. Yeah, you just gotta let little time pass. It's gonna humble them.
But I be wondering, like, at what age though do they like realize, like, oh shit, I am
this one right here, about this one right here. When they start knocking on 40, when they start knocking on 40, and they don't have no prospects.
Shit,
and then
shit ain't panned out like. I definitely know a chick that I dated. Recent. Well, yeah, I just said that I dated, in which some of the cute attitude-ish things, it start changing once they get over that hump. Like you could date a girl at like the 30 to 31 age, but then when you tap back in and talk to her about 34, 35, their attitude then changed a little bit. Because of like the prospect and how they seen things panning out and all that, all the other shit that they imagined to be over the hill just ain't there, and now they're reflecting and you ain't got kids, you ain't married, you just a habitual, career person that's still out here, trying to thirst trap in the mirror and shit like that. You end up being like, huh? Well, I think that they end up being like, huh? In my opinion,
they'd be like, "Damn, I didn't know I was gonna be with a nigga that worked."
The 35 plus,
or that like I ain't gonna be with a nigga at 40.
Yeah,
and that's been the journey of my last 10 years.
Them chicks be traumatized because they still are fucking and having relationships in the midst of these years, and so then they got this baggage with them. Some of them still look good, 39, 40, but they got all this baggage with them that you can't even really mesh well with them because they already made up their mind what men is based on their bad experiences with them. So it's like that's why niggas don't be wanting to deal with them, because like, bro, you got too much trauma on you. And it's not that like niggas is all pedos and like young ass girls, but it's like they be having this freshness about them where they don't have a thing built up against men, about them. Like, so it's like, yeah, you 40, you fine,
right?
You say what?
Gotta get them before they get tainted by the society.
I mean, I wouldn't say that, make it sound real creepy, but the point is you want people with less baggage, and sometimes age and experience creates that,
Yeah, it's crazy. All right. All right. So I don't know how we turned this into a red pill podcast, but we got there. It was a nice little, but we got there. So now I guess maybe we stay on or move away from where we're at, but let's talk marriage. Marriage as millennials. G, when did you
Johnny,
get married?
I got married in 2013.
How old were you? Like 25, 26, somewhere there.
26. I think I was 26. Yeah.
Okay.
Like 12 years and been married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This year was 12 years in September.
Yeah. So I got married 36. We got a brother over here that is engaged. Yeah.
Married in 10 days.
10 days.
Hey.
All right, so we got a guy who's about to be newly married. And Johnny P.
2026.
He's still outside.
I tried to catch what they call the joint at the wedding.
The garter.
Bouquet.
Yeah, I tried to catch it. My boy Keith got it though, so like y'all gotta talk.
Oh yeah, Keith did get the.
Y'all gotta talk to Keith. He up there.
Y'all listen, y'all the bad boys for life.
I was like, Keith got
it. y'all single niggas for life. Shout out Keith, Lone Ranger and Johnny P. If it's gonna be two friends of mine, that's always gonna be habitually single. It's the guys. But nonetheless, it sets up a perfect dynamic of kind of like the guy that is outside, somebody that's married with the extended period of time, somebody that's newly enough married, and somebody about to get married. So I guess just to start off, do y'all think that our approach as millennials to this thing that they call marriage has been better or worse than previous generations?
I'll let y'all married folk talk.
I think.
Y'all go ahead, G.
I think overall, the data suggests that millennials get married at a lower rate compared to previous generations, but those marriages tend to be more successful. There's been a decrease in the divorce rate when it comes to millennials getting married versus prior generations. So even though they're getting married less frequently, the marriages statistically seem to be more successful and stable over, a 10-year period plus. So from that perspective, it's like, our generation is, one of the first generations where the women were more empowered to be more selective with who and why they're marrying and when, versus back in the day, women had to make decisions on who to marry based off of just, livelihood and access to resources. Like, it wasn't really like this idea of being equally yoked and all that type of shit. Like, this really millennial women are experiencing that for the first time. But I do think we're getting married too late. That's just my personal opinion. Like, I think I got married young, but I think getting married at like 38 is too late. Like, I think the sweet spot for young is, I think, young men, like, if you are serious about family planning, stuff like that, I would encourage young men to be thinking about locking that down in the early 30s. In my opinion, is a good time frame to kind of lock that down. And if you're a young woman, I would say, even being career oriented and all that stuff, just given what I know about fertility and all these things, like, you don't take these things for granted. So if you're serious about trying to have a family as a woman, I wouldn't wait until 35 to start that journey. I would, maybe be looking to get married in that late 20s to try and do some family planning versus waiting until your mid to late 30s. That's just my personal opinion on it. So that's
so right now, to go to what you're saying, I pulled up the stats. It said that the average age for millennials to get married is around 28 for women and 30 for men. So that, like, it goes.
That's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad. I think that's a good.
I mean, ideally, I would have wanted to be married sooner, but then at the same time, if I wouldn't have, met who I'm with now. I think, like, I mean, I know we got to compare now to the past, but to me, it's like, the Jordan LeBron debate or today's NBA versus 90s. It's like playing in different eras. It's like, so it's different factors, like G was saying, in each era that is causing the distortion in the numbers. Like, and you can't, with same with social media and the internet and the access that we have like never before to other men and other women, like they didn't have to deal with that, and like marriage was, like was said earlier, was more of a survival tactic for women, traditionally and back in the day, and it's not as needed now. Like, you needed to get married for a bank account, you needed to get married to own a house, like you needed certain protections through your husband that women don't have to have no more. So it's not you're not getting married for your livelihood survival. It's still more of a romantic thing, I don't want to be lonely thing, but they don't need it no more. And I think historically a woman needed it to, to survive. Like in Islam, like, that's why you can have 4 wives, because all the men was going to war and getting killed. So as a form of protection, it's like, if I go to war and get killed, marry my wife so she don't become a prostitute, so she don't get hurt out here. So it was a protective thing. So that worked in their time. So we got to also like look at the factors of each era on why we doing what we doing. Because you put the internet back in the 50s, and I guarantee you won't have as many nuclear families back then either. And a lot of them was still doing that thing too, but it just wasn't as exposed. Like, I talked.
It wasn't
Niggas was cheating in the 50s now.
Let's
be clear now.
Either that was, but we gonna witness a lot of domestic.
It wasn't. I'm saying it wasn't as exposed because you wasn't getting caught. You ain't got no cell phone to trace, to track. Like I think my great aunt, she said when her husband leave for work, she didn't hear from him until he got off. Like, right. So you gotta, you can't text your spouse, you can't call at the factory and like, hey, how you doing? Like, nah, they at the factory. Like, you see them when they get off. So 5 days a week for a majority of their life, they don't even see their spouse or hear from them. That's a whole different dynamic than having like constant access to people. So we just in different times where, marriage for some people is not beneficial. It always was for me, but I also felt like we in a privileged time where I didn't have to settle quickly, like, and
would y'all share do y'all share y'all location with y'all significant others?
If she wanted, yeah.
It don't mean anything. Like just by default, like can you pull up right now and just be like, let me see where she at? Do y'all got it? Like, do y'all share locations like that?
I probably I think that at some point we shared a location because like maybe it was at a thing and might not have ever turned, like neither one of us kind of like really be on that. So like I know with us it never was like a moment that was like, hey, give me your location and I'll give you my location. In comparison to like if you had a festival or some shit like that, or if you had like somewhere where you're together that you could end up getting separated or doing something like that. I think that's around when we might have did it. Or maybe, yeah, like it'd have been on like some random, like you live together and I need to like just the randomness of it to where, like I said, I don't check and I don't think that she checks my location like that. To where it's not a thing. I know for some people that is like a thing. I want to see where you at and do. I don't know. I ain't really like that overbearing type of nigga. It's just not that really interesting to me.
I got her location, but I mean, I forgot about it honestly until you brought it up. We probably did this months ago when she went out one night and we just playing around. And but it's been there the whole time. But I never be checking it because I don't even think about it. So I'm thinking like if you ain't got no suspicious partner or nothing, you really not really thinking about it.
Yes,
I think
safety measure.
I think everybody in the family like should have the location on, like just like
I got my mom location.
Yeah,
I think that it's probably smart. It's just something that I don't be thinking about.
I've heard some people be so against it, like, no, I'm not sharing my location. Like it's like a hard line of that's like too much sharing.
Well, that's a nigga that's still that's a nigga or female that's still outside. Hey, my bad. We going corporate. That's a guy and a woman that's just trying to steal wiggle their way outside a little bit.
I agree. I was like, what's the harm? What's
Because
the
like if
foul
I'm at
of
work,
niggas knowing where
I
you
think
are?
I stopped to get wings and I came home. Like I
You ain't
got
gonna see
gas.
nothing crazy. It's
Like,
I'm
Yeah.
just
Like,
doing regular shit.
I got my
QT, shorty. What's wrong?
I got my mom location right.
Mhm.
Out of safety is my mom, but I don't share hers with mine indefinitely. Like I might do like the 1 hour thing, but it's not because I'm cheating or doing nothing sneaky. It's like I don't want her to know I'm home. Mom just pull up sometime. You know, you chilling. Your mom just, hey, I'm outside. I saw you was at home location. So you know.
Oh, your mama just pull up on you.
Oh yeah, for sure. I saw you was at home. Like that's why I was like, nah. No, I can't even be like, yeah. So
I'm such a boomer that just so happen to work in tech, where I don't even know who all has my location. I can't remember if I had to share my location with my mother or not at some point in time.
Yeah,
it just really don't be nothing I'd be.
You know,
caring about.
Instagram had that feature that was giving
I turned that
everybody's
one
location.
off. That
You gotta be
ain't make
careful.
no sense.
That's the one you gotta be careful with.
Yeah,
I had to
they'll
go
try to
check
share
that, too.
locations with everybody.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The whole follower list.
Like don't like Shorty could know, but all y'all don't need to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Old man that came in here talking about the RFID chips. All right. All right. Let me ask you this: do you think that millennials?
Let me hop in there real quick about the.
Go ahead, Johnny.
About the marriage, because like I'm not anti.
Oh, you didn't. Oh, you talking about marriage? Okay, I thought you were about to get on the RFID chips. All right, go ahead.
No, I don't care about the chips. I can turn about. I got air tags, everything. But like, as far as like the marriage though, I'm not anti-marriage, but I do think it's a big decision. It's something that should be thought of carefully, and I think you should like really know the person. I think a lot of people get married.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people just rush it to say they did the thing. And I think that ends up like not helping anybody. But and I do think if you're 30 plus, yeah, you know it's definitely a good time. But I think after
Let me ask you this, Johnny.
when you want to focus on that.
How long from start to proposal will it take for you to marry Shorty?
It just depends on the shorty, but like
In a good scenario,
at least 3.
about 3 years.
From like
3 years
from like
after you propose?
No, from time I meet her to I propose.
Oh.
Okay. And then marriage, you gonna get like that. So you saying like a 4-year
I'm saying like once I propose, like I'll get married. Like I mean, once I get
okay, so
ready,
3 years and you'll marry her pretty much.
yeah, like once I propose, I'll be ready to do it the next day. But like if I drop down and be like
3 years long as hell.
So do you think that you have I guess I'll ask you a couple questions. Why not? Do you think that because you only non-married guy. Do you oh my bad. All right, so how about I ask you the simpler one? So do you are you one of the guys that are like that want to be single forever? Are you somebody that if marriage comes, it comes, or you want to get married?
If it comes, it comes.
Oh, okay.
I like if I gotta be sure of the person. Like to me, it's more of a like who the person is, because like if I feel right about the person, I'm willing to take that risk. But I think a lot of time like you'll get with.
But you cool with just being single, Johnny, till you 70?
No. I do eventually want to find somebody. Like I do want that. So
like, you do want to get married. It's not if it comes, it comes.
Yeah, I do want to, but I also don't want to be in a bad marriage either. I don't want to marry.
I don't think nobody want to be in a bad marriage.
I'm very careful. I'm scared of that. So like I'm very hesitant because of that fear also.
Okay. Yeah, I ain't had too much else. All right, so I guess let me ask y'all.
I thought you had
oh no, I was going, but I'll say that for Sunday. So I guess let me ask y'all, do y'all think that just in general, do millennials make better partners because of quote unquote they break old gender roles, again, emotional intelligence, et cetera, or worse partners because they question everything?
I think millennials are better partners because a lot of time because like they want to be together versus need to be together. And I think in the older generation that like marriage out of necessity, I think that like just automatically created a power dynamic that like was a little unfair. But I think in today's generation, the people come together It's because they really want to, and I think that makes both people better partners.
Yeah, and there was also that shame of leaving relationships back in the day, like
Oh, that too.
that we don't really have as much in our generation. And I was even talking to my fiance about it in Senegal, a Muslim country. Muslims don't really play about uh breaking up when you get married and stuff, but she's like divorces are higher than ever out there with the younger generation because they just don't take the same stuff that the women used to take back then. Like you cheat,
City girls that hit out there too.
yeah, you cheat, they get divorced. But it used to be you cheat, it's like it was the norm. They
You should get
expected
3
that's what men
strikes.
do. Yeah, but they don't play that. So I agree with Johnny in a sense where we are choosing more based on who we really like versus. But then on the same token, I see a lot of women choosing based on what they can get and not what they like. They
But I mean,
still
but
choose.
hey, but
They choose the men because of their money, what they can
that's what it. But
provide.
a lot of time it was that before too, when it was a necessity thing. Now they just didn't have as many options, but like if you
Yeah,
baby,
but
if you marry
you
me off
wasn't.
survival, you don't really
But
love
you
me.
you
You
didn't
just
you they wouldn't be like nigga gotta have six figures and this and that. They're like you got a nice little factory job. You clean, you do this. You can get you a good woman back then. Like they didn't look down on a nigga working at a warehouse
that's
or
not
working at
because
a
them
power
women
plant.
really. That's because like the women ain't really have a lot of other choices either.
No,
Like
it's
shooting
because
fish in
they had a different value of character that a lot of these newer women it's just money. And even if you make a lot of money, they'll still judge you on how you make it. If you make it six figures, but it's a truck driver, I've seen some women turn their nose up to that. It's like that ain't a glamorous enough job
I've
to
heard
them.
that.
He
I've
make
heard
the
that
same
too.
amount of bread as a dope boy, but they like the aesthetic of shit too. So
Well, just the yeah.
and that's why I see a lot of the single moms because they're not choosing men like for the right reasons a lot of the time. It's
But
because of
but 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 like but a lot of them women feel like though once I got the baby, I got the man.
and how often do that work for them?
Say shit, they be the child support
Brittany
be
Renters.
the checks be hitting there and like they get but a lot of times they like even if like even like what's the girl name with the PJ Washington boy?
But those that's
That's
a
what I was
that's
saying. The Brittany, I think it was Renner or something like
Renner,
that.
yeah.
yeah, but it's only 400 NBA players. Those are rare exceptions. The average chicks is getting pregnant by bums who got them turned up, got
But
them lit,
they still gonna take that $400 in child support too every month. Like and
and
they
she
care
don't
about
got
that
it.
more than they care about the man.
But that ain't doing nothing for them though. Like that $400 ain't no money. They taking this
Man,
money, but they still now they done created a broken home, a
child
ghetto
support.
situation.
But that comes with a lot of them though. Like I
Child
see
support make niggas
motherfuckers.
stop working a real job.
Yeah, it ain't making them
Child
girls rich.
support make niggas get everything under the table. Like
Yeah,
Pay me in cash, my nigga.
I mean
all
legal.
right, like cash
Pay me
only work.
I need cash if it's
All right. G, did you answer the question?
Yeah, I think so.
I
I
think
don't
so.
think he answered
Okay.
the
All right.
question.
All right. Are millennials redefining healthy partnership or running from responsibility? Uh, Again, at this point said the fact that we're getting married later, having kids later. Like Johnny said, it's got to be the right one. It's got to be like 3 years of vetting. Got it. Yeah. Hey G, how long did it take you to get married?
From we met in 2012 and got married in 2013.
It's about a year and a half. Hey Black.
We met the end of 2024 and getting married 2025. So it's been about under a
Hey, I'm
year.
not as fast as these boys. These some quick.
Oh no, you slow. I think that's what I was pointing at.
What a
Yeah, I
year?
don't think you need more than a year.
You don't
Like,
need but so much time, in my opinion. But I did get married younger. I will
I'll take
admit
my
it was on the
time. I
younger
like
side.
the pace.
and me being older than G was, I feel like I already knew more of what I liked and wanted. So when I met it, it was like I don't really gotta wait long because I'm 38. I done dated So if I was 25, 28, I might have been more unsure, but I was like, God, when I get these certain qualities in a woman, I'm gonna lock it down. So as soon as I met it, it was like, bet, here we go. And I didn't need 2-3 years to figure that out, because you still learning each other and growing in the process. Like, you never fully know nobody. You can be somebody 3-5 years and still not fully know stuff about them. So it's like you got to choose.
And they gonna change once they around you all the time.
Yeah,
like,
and they gonna change. Different. You got to keep falling in love with different versions of them and stuff. So it's like you choose each other, and then you choose to keep choosing each other. And you know, you don't need 3-4 years for that. Like,
gotcha. Yeah, I think I was maybe I'm in the middle of y'all, so I'm like 2 years. It might have been like 2 years that I proposed, and then yeah, we got married in year 3 or 3.5, somewhere inside like that range.
I proposed in year 2, like 3 years. I'm talking about like from meet to marriage. I think 3 years is a good.
December, January, February.
So you get married in your 40s?
Yeah, I proposed in 7 months.
Oh damn, black.
Yeah, I ain't with that. I ain't going.
That's early. That's quick for me too. I ain't gonna lie. Most of my relationships end right around the year
you ain't
mark.
even seen Shorty with the flu yet. Like when we catch a cold, like you gotta see Shorty go through.
So at least all 4 seasons.
I done seen her sick. I seen her sick. I done seen her cry. I done seen her mad. No, one thing about starting long distance is you got to communicate even more than somebody you got to see in the physical. So 7 months in long distance be like damn dog years, like dead ass, because you talking all day every day and filling in that physical void. So you are learning about a person much faster and much more, because you got to communicate to maintain that. So it seemed way longer when I did propose. Like, we had been talking for way longer, because we communicate more than girls I'm in the same city with. That we don't have to talk, because you'll come over, go chill, smoke, fuck, dip, and we don't even have to do as much communication because the physical is consuming. But when you don't got that, you got to really get to know somebody. 7 months feel like 7 years, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I was doing long distance in 2012 when FaceTime really won't even it like that. We was Skyping. You know what I'm saying?
Skype shit.
Yes, sir.
It was Skyping. It was another one. Ubu.
G-chat. We were G-chatting on Gmail.
Ubu was
the Gmail, the G-chat and everything.
Google Chat.
Google
Meet.
Hey, but you right though. That long distance, another one too. It make it different.
It do. I also say this was like one of my COVID lessons. Like, long distance, in my opinion, like there's some luxury to long distance also. That once you move with a person, you don't necessarily get that same luxury. Where like you kind of still get your own space. It's still like you call it in and you talk, but it's kind of on your own timing.
You can still walk around and fart.
Then, you know what I mean, COVID hit and that long distance relationship became a in-house relationship. And that shit fell apart.
You can't fart no more after you move in.
Both of y'all get tired as hell of each other, and you like, damn. But shit was so fire when we only seen each other like every 3 weeks.
And yo, see, that's the thing, when you long distance and you see each other every once a month, every 2 months, that little bit of time when you together, it's like
it's fire.
It ain't no argument. It's like really, it's just you here to fuck, eat some good food, have some drinks, like as soon as you touch down, like everybody knows. Like, it's not even like a question when you long distance. Oh, you in town? We fucking like a lot.
Yes.
We're gonna do some fun
that's
fun
how you know.
shit.
That's how you know when it's over.
Drink and eat some good. It's just
survive.
Guaranteed.
That's how you know it's over.
Niggas go like you planning dates and shit. When it's every day, it's 100%. Like, all right, when we getting this fucking.
Yeah, when you long distance, you can't even you ain't no such thing as like lack of fucking. You just fucking all the time, and then when you move in, it's like, damn, where it go? You be like, hold on, we was just fucking all the time. Now it's like, what?
I can't.
What's going on? It be like that.
But now with that long distance, like when you go there and then she start fighting with your ass, she be like, hold up.
I ain't got time for that in long distance.
Yeah, but
wait till I get back.
That mean it's over. That mean it's over. You fly out and she start beefing.
Oh, don't let me get off the plane long distance and you want some bullshit.
Yeah, it's over.
Oh, damn, y'all. No, all my long distances I was driving to. Y'all,
I ain't never had nothing like that.
Oh shit, yeah.
But yeah, when I think about it, let me retract. Yeah, I've definitely had some. Like you had those hiccups on them long distances when y'all in person, and you got to try and like figure it out before you leave. But ain't nothing like
gotta
that.
Get
like
one more nut before you hit the road. You like, God,
one for the road. You gotta get one for the road.
You trying to get one more off before you hit the road, but damn, you still mad about last night and shit.
You gonna send me out like this?
Right. Right.
Damn.
All right, fellas. Oh damn, I put the wrong link in there. But yeah, I guess we can continue moving along the conversation. I'm gonna put the call in coming soon. I put the YouTube in there. Just give me a second, fellas. But saying all that to say, let's go into our third prompt. It says financial pressures in modern family. Are millennials actually better family builders, or are they simply forced to be more intentional because of economic pressures? What is your thoughts?
I think we're better family builders, because I think we are choosing better. But I think it's gotten tough. Like that financial strain is real, and I think we are starting to see, I guess, lifestyle creep, where people are starting to get married and stay together. Where I see people break up, and shorty don't move out immediately. She because that
That's a wild concept. I've heard that a few times.
I stayed with my ex. I was actually living with my ex when I met my wife.
Like, but that's lifestyle creep. You can't just walk out and leave a motherfucker like you could back.
At least, hey man, at least name was on that lease. Gotta protect the credit. Gotta protect the credit.
Hey, listen. According to people that I know, they say don't move in because they're gonna kick you out when y'all share a lease. But so you said you was able to actually stay with her.
At least
you can't leave if you own the lease.
At least like keep it. Like, you know, the my portion paid. Was I there every day? No, but I'm at least gonna make sure like my credit is not about to get fucked up because of this situation. Like,
got you. Oh, so Johnny, is the rule that you have to be on the lease? Is that what the rule is when y'all say don't move in?
If your name not on the lease, then move in.
Don't move in with your name on the lease. Yeah, I think that's Rail's rule.
I think y'all said two different things. You said move in with your name not on the lease.
No, so you don't.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm asking. I think G said something else.
If your name is not on the lease,
yeah,
do what you want. Because you can leave. You can leave at any point, and it's like put like this: if your name is not on the lease and you getting mail there, she can't just kick you out because you live there. But you don't have any repercussions as it relates to like credit because your name's not on the lease.
So you saying move in if your name
if your name is not on the lease, you got a little more. You got a little more rights, but if your name is on the lease,
you got way more rights if your name on the lease.
No, Johnny, because if your name on the lease, she could dick you, leave you with the whole thing.
I live.
She could say, you know, I don't want to pay my half. Now you are responsible for the half.
I'd rather do that than be homeless, though.
Nah, you can't. But see, that's the thing. If your name out on the lease, she can't kick you out because you live there.
You out, you homeless.
Kick you out if you live there legally.
Hey, you got a couch.
Oh, and that probably be the issue. Niggas ain't getting mail to the crib.
Ain't getting mail.
Yeah, because you can't just kick you out.
Just kick you out if you live there. That's just how it goes.
Hey, that's a bean right there.
Hey man, hey look, it's just how
that's the game. Dog. That's some dog tip right.
It's the game.
That's a dog tip right there.
If you just letting somebody make you homeless, I don't know.
I should have known.
But you can up and leave. And she can't say like, "Oh, you gotta stay." That's the difference.
Fair
like
game.
You can up and leave on your own.
Hey, Kama, we seen you. I was about to put you up.
You feel me? But that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, that's why in the name
how
of
do you
credit,
know that? You try to get kicked out and you pull this mail
because you know women are spiteful. Like, I don't want to sound red pill, but women, if a woman really don't fuck with you, she will cut her nose to spite her face. She will bring down the ship, burning everything. And if your name is on a lease, she might say, "I don't give a fuck if my name is on here or not. You pay for it. You handle it. I don't care if my credit."
Yeah, women don't be caring about credit sometimes.
I'd rather do that. I'd rather do that
no,
than like
not me.
Get kicked out and be like scrambling.
But it sounds
she
like
can't
you
kick
can't
you
get
out.
kicked out.
That's what I'm saying. She can't kick you
Oh,
out.
well, I didn't know about the mail shit. If I got the phone bill coming there, I'm good.
You good.
I ain't know that. I ain't know that. I should
You
have
good.
did that
But
12
it
years
also
ago.
sounds like if she kick you out and you homeless, then you probably needed to stay with her.
Yeah, you was a bumming nigga.
Yeah, it's not like
basically.
you was gonna be homeless regardless. And she might have saved you for a little bit, but
yeah,
you was gonna be homeless. That's what that sound like, at least.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, yeah, but I mean, sometimes it's not that easy. Sometimes you might not be able to like get the new. It'd be some hurdles, man. It'd be like you ain't just guaranteed to get a new spot the next day. Like that'd be a hiccup. Like if I'm staying somewhere and you kick me out, even if I got the bread, the credit, like it's still gonna be a fucking hiccup. Like, it's gonna fuck my work up. It's like I ain't trying to get kicked out. Like even if I got the bread to go somewhere else, I'd rather kick somebody out than get kicked out.
Okay. Welcome to the show, fellas. We got two of the guys pulled up on the South Africa zone. Pink bandana is what is the pink bandana signify?
That Dipset.
Dipset.
No. It's just solidarity with GBV, gender-based violence and stuff.
What damn it! That is like a really big thing that's happening over there. I didn't. Okay, all right. That is a yeah.
Solidarity with who, Kamu?
Gender-based violence. So South Africa has
it's like a pride thing.
Like they're
no, it's against
no. This nigga.
That's a wild way to say it, but yeah, it's crimes against women.
Oh, is that what he said?
He think he talking about the T's.
I mean, he started saying some kind of alphabet. I'm like, what are you talking about?
No, man.
Solidarity.
No. It's like I think Kamu can explain it better, but I think that it's in South Africa they have the highest rate of violence against women. And it might be like by 2 or 3 times in comparison to like across Africa, across development, anywhere. Like them specifically, they have like a really big culture of violence against women over there.
Oh wow.
Kamu, I'll talk to T. You can speak to it.
Yeah. You said it. Yeah, you said it better. Yeah, it's we have a femicide epidemic.
Mm-hmm.
So now hosting G20, we have been having a campaign for 2 weeks now. I think it's until next week Friday. Yeah, to raise awareness in that regard. So,
and yeah, to my understanding, is
it specific women, Kamu, or is it like from a certain demographic, or is it like just all women in general, or
what's happening to the women? Like what's
why
happening
they don't like
them?
women out there? Cause we love them over here.
Hey man, I mean I've said it a couple of times, man. African men are angry, bro. Like,
oh yeah,
we are angry, and unfortunately, bro, our sisters are the only. Not the only, but
that sound like black men in the 50s.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I've been telling Kamu. They're about 60 years behind us in just everything.
Yeah, might be. Yeah, might be.
Because we went through all that stuff too. Yeah.
Yeah.
What drives it, Kamu? Is it like women trying to like? Is it like feminism in your country that they're fighting against, or is it just like they don't like these women because they look a certain way, or like I don't understand.
They don't get humbled. Do they not get humbled enough in South Africa either?
South Africa got the finest women with fat asses, but
no. I think it's
Tyler.
a lot of no. I think it's a lot of contributing factors, bro. Like, for my own perspective is the fact that black men in South Africa have not seen accountability anywhere. And if anything, things are getting fucked up right in front of our eyes, and we still don't see accountability. So that anger piles up. We have an anger issue that is piling up from the fact that we don't see accountability. None of the people from apartheid apologized. We didn't get nothing from people that stole from us. now we are being invaded by everyone, and the law stipulates that people should come in a country in a certain way, but people come in a certain way and there's no accountability for that, and politicians are stealing money. They don't account. They live in luxury, opulent um, estates, and they still public purse, and there's no accountability for that. And women are being empowered at the expense of men, and like men are useless, and like that's that's my own analysis. That's where I see the anger coming from, and no one is really talking about that, bro. We just
Gotcha.
we're just hoping that
So I guess let me throw to you
yeah,
the
and they will
just the
not.
general, yeah, just the general prompt. So I guess in South Africa, do you think that millennial, like your generation, is doing family better or worse than the previous generations?
No. My generation, millennials are weak in most aspects. Um, Even the so-called aspect that we say are progressive, like being intentional about getting married, being a present father. But when you look at that, like being a present father, is that really to the to the benefit of your child? Spending the whole day in your bedroom doing work, like in your computer, like is that really, like, you know what I mean? I mean, our fathers used to go out and stuff. I mean,
What do you mean by that?
I don't
Like,
see that.
so
I
so
don't see
you
that
are
as
you saying
bad.
that working like a at home job is bad for the kids, or are you saying like being a
I
present
don't.
dad? Because usually I don't think that they look at being a present dad as specifically working at home as much as like how much you help your kid off with like let's say homework. How
No.
often that you see the
No,
hours of them, how often you take them to school, pick them up from school, how often you take them to activities. I think that at least inside like the studies that I've seen, that's usually like some of the things
yeah, well,
that
that
is
counts.
measured by.
Yeah, that counts for something. But I mean, for me, like it should be the mother. The mother should be like fetching the kid from school.
Take that
I
pink
should be
thing off your
working
head.
and
You
stuff.
ain't for
But
no
we take
women.
pride. We take pride in working at home. We take pride in being always there for your, like, always there, like always there. And it's like, nah, bro, come on,
So
man.
you don't want men to
God gave
always
you
be there
other
for
men.
them.
Nah,
Huh.
not always there.
Take that pink thing off your
And
head.
then
You ain't for
and
no
then
What?
women.
So
another.
Camus came in on the blue pill,
where should
switched
the
up to the
father be?
red pill.
So you saying the
God
father should
damn.
just be like out the house?
Well, he said
Yo,
he ain't no feminist. He's not a feminist at all. He needs to take that pink thing off his head. Take it off, bro.
I didn't
Take it
hear
off.
say it again.
You doing that because you getting married.
Nah,
Take that off. Take that off. You still
Nah,
gonna beat
his
your wife. You
they
still gonna
pushed
beat your wife.
he
All right. Let's stay civil, fellas. Let's
they
stay
pushed
civil.
his hairline back. He can't convince me otherwise. That's why he got that
All
thing
right,
on
hey,
his head, man.
fellas, let's lock in and stay focused for a second. All right, so we do have some of the other guys. Again, this is Kamu's take over in South Africa. I'm gonna throw to Steve, old man, and Unc. So do you think that as millennials we're doing better or worse than the previous generations? What is your thoughts?
I would say probably better. I think today people got a better understanding of like take all of us for example. It's some stuff like your family trauma and stuff that like couldn't even be broached at one point in like black family. Like, specifically talking about African Americans or whatever the case may be. Now, I think people are a little bit more understanding of like, okay, we got to hear people out, actually talk about it. Because what ended up happening was previously nobody would talk about it. And then the person, whoever, either is making a bad life decision or struggling with some, they will spiral even worse because you couldn't even broach the topic of, if something was actually going on. So I think it is just a little bit better or like now because maybe we didn't experience it, we want to be a little bit more open before your kids crash out or whatever the case may be. Because we literally know people like that who our age, who couldn't talk to their parents, who couldn't say to their parents nothing. And then them people crash out the worst the moment that they that they got away from their parents. All that, like, yeah, their parents were strict and all of that. But I think sometimes people confuse being strict with being emotionally unavailable. That's not the same thing. And I think in the previous generations, we conflated being emotionally available with being strict. Like it's two different things. And I think now people understand, like, your kid is a human being too, who got emotions, who think, whatever the case may be. They give them a little bit more leeway. And the new generation, for all the talk about it, they are more, what's the word? They more reserved than any previous generation. They don't drink as much. They don't do drugs. They don't have sex. They don't have premarital sex. They don't have teenage pregnancy. like, like the newer, and I'm talking about Gen Z and younger. Like these, like it just seemed like with each generation, some of these things is just like this were tropes for Gen X and tropes for previous generations. Like those tropes just don't stick with millennials and especially Gen Z.
Yeah, and I guess like something that to the point of what you're saying, I think that we get wrapped up in the idea of like YN and think that that is representative of the majority and most. And I think that the stats do show like that's not specifically what it is. And I mean, to me, is like the YN look is no different than, I mean, Can't Ban a Snowman, in my opinion. Like that, like the act and the look of rebellion against, whatever the previous generation status quo was. But in general, when you speak to them, when you talk to them, like you said, they like these ain't the kids that you think are quote unquote YNs. They middle class kids, got a nice little house, and they got a good head on their shoulder. When you actually talk to them, like I said, I went to the YB concert, and it was only one fight that I seen, and those looked like some 20-year-olds I was fighting. And outside of that, it was just a bunch of kids in the hall. I mean, inside a little stairway, jumping around, rapping lyrics. But that was the extent of it. That was the extent of the YN experience. Yeah. But yeah, I guess I'll throw the old man. Old man, what's your thoughts?
Better or worse?
Yeah.
How far back you going?
We can go through each generation. Like just in comparison, if you think it's better than some and then worse than others. Again, we got the boomers, we got Gen X. Gen X boomers. Am I missing one?
Silent generation.
Oh yeah, silent generation.
Boomers.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a whole different lifestyle back then compared to now. So I don't know if it's better or worse. Are you talking about on just building a family or just how you interact with your family?
I guess like if we're just speaking, and you're right, those are two different things. And I think that Steve did introduce like another dynamic to the conversations. We spoke more so on building the family. From like the marriage part, the parenting part, but then there's also the inter-family dynamic as it comes down to like emotional expression and building better kids that aren't like trauma ridden and shit like that. In the familiar relationships between grandma, granddad, cousins, XYZ. I guess right now, let's just keep it as broad as possible, and you can kind of go inside whichever lane you feel most can explain your POV. But yeah, like right now it's just in general when we put it all in a bucket and we look at let's just encapsize it for you, like inside like Black FBA family structures. Do you think that we're doing better or worse in general?
I think we're in a transitional period right now, but okay. I think we're on the track to doing better as far as just communicating, because back in the day, like I've been talking to my mom and elders, and it's like I'm asking them questions that they should know the answer to, and they're like, back then we weren't allowed to talk to people or ask grown-ups certain questions, and we feel entitled to those questions, Generation X and Millennials. So we're asking those questions. So even though it might not feel good, it's pain, trauma, like Steve spoke, ultimately it's going to be better off for our children and their children and their children. So I think we are doing better as far as trying to get that communication, that trauma out of our families. Yeah,
for sure. Unc, talk to us.
Yeah, I, it's kind of weird with me with everything with like the whole dynamics for us, and because the situation, I could talk to my parents, and they would talk to me about things. So with me, I only had one child, and I was 36 when I had him. I was late. It was late on in life, so it's kind of like now, what I'm saying, I'm an older parent, but you know what I'm saying. I know when I was younger, I wouldn't have been the same father that I am today. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't ready for that, but and then it's like, it's a lot of dynamic parts, and you guys, I see with you all, what I'm saying, y'all seem to have y'all stuff together. A lot of people don't have their stuff together, and they have kids, and they sit around, and if you're not, my father played an important role in my life from him being around me. It was one point in my life, we went fishing every day. And he would talk to me and things like that. So it was the nurturing from both sides there. And it was also the guidance from them telling me don't have kids out of wedlock and things of this nature, which that didn't happen. But at the same on it, you know what I'm saying? I know when I was younger, I wasn't mature enough to be nobody's parent, and, it's things like that happens. And as long as, what I'm saying, y'all generation is it's like I'm a cross, because what I'm saying, I'm not that much older than y'all, but I am older than y'all. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's I see you guys and I listen to you, and the things like, what I'm saying, y'all want to be there, and y'all want these things, and you know what I'm saying, and I think that you are going to be greater parents, because sometimes people was kind of standoffish, but I'm not like that. I'm probably, what I'm saying, the way I'm raising my son is about the way like y'all, what I'm saying, y'all talk and things of that nature, but I grew up being able to talk to him like that. And, that's my opinion on that. But I know earlier, I just want to speak on one thing that y'all was talking about earlier about, what I'm saying, having sex and pulling out and all that stuff. One thing, one thing that people don't understand is that when you go raw dog with somebody, that's a whole difference. You know what I'm saying? But you don't have that connection. But if you strap that thing up, you really ain't connected to them like that. You just in and out. You stay in all long as you want to. I stayed strapped up. So you know what I'm saying? It wasn't an emotion there with me. It was just getting one off and going about my business.
Hey, Unc, let me ask you this.
No raw, no emotions, huh?
let me ask you this, Unc. I had a friend that said that he did this. Now, I just want to know your thoughts on this.
Okay.
What do you think about a guy that goes that strap up but still pull out?
Oh, whoa.
I think he's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy work.
I think he's insane. I think that he needs therapy.
That's crazy work.
That's the person that needs therapy right there. Exactly what you said. Crazy work. That's
so a nigga. So if you just hitting it strap, you can't fall in love with her. That's what you're saying?
Nah, I couldn't, because it wasn't no flesh. I didn't give a damn. It was just getting off. It wasn't no feeling there. But when you hitting that flesh to flesh, that's a whole nother feeling. I'm telling you.
So you get to really feel that Rougae.
You feeling that Rougae all night long.
They got a song right now called "Meet the Meat," which is crazy.
That's wild.
I ain't never heard niggas say I can't fall for you till I hit it raw. That's a crazy line right there.
But I think that's solid.
Do the body count if you hit it strapped up?
You said what happened?
It is a game changer once you get that.
Do the body really count?
Do the body count? What you mean? What do you mean? Do the body count? I hit it, didn't I? That count. So, know what I'm saying? But think about it. But then you got to think about this also. When when I was younger, they still had the AIDS epidemic and things of that nature that was going on. So I didn't want to catch nothing. I didn't want no kids. That was it right there. You know, like now AIDS is nothing. You know what I'm saying?
What are you talking about? It's more people with AIDS than it was back then. There's still an AIDS.
No. What I'm saying is that they had medicines and things of that nature that back then you caught AIDS, you could die in a couple of months.
You was going to the upper room back in the day.
Yeah,
unless you was Magic Johnson.
Yeah, but I say now niggas is living undetected. I guess they call it now.
They got a pill. They got a pill that you could take and just like go out there raw dogging and like.
Oh yeah, I guess.
And having kids. It's a dude who had kids. He take the pill.
Yeah, it's a pill you can take. You just raw
because
dog.
You can raw dog now. You can raw dog. Back then, you raw dog. You was really you had the dice in both hands.
You a brave
taking dice in both of them.
Dog. Somebody with AIDS on the pill, dog. Like you is a believer in science for real. Like
as you say, G, that's nasty work.
Yo, that's crazy.
Like, why are you still talking to that motherfucker? Like you thinking about it? Like you gotta get rid of that one, bro.
All right, so I guess, fellas, I'll toss out another prompt close to where we're at. Let's get into
crazy
a little bit of what Steve spoke to, generational trauma. Are millennials the generation finally breaking generational traumas, or are they overcorrecting and creating new problems? What are your thoughts?
Man, I don't know, man. I got folks in my family that's 50 and 60. They get into it every holiday over some shit about when they was like 12. I'd be like, and I'd be like, bro, y'all really arguing over some shit when y'all was 12, 13? Like, I'm like, what the fuck is what is going on, bro?
Hey, it was some dude that just killed his bully from high school like 50 years later.
But back in the day, it was just like, hey, shut up, don't worry about it. And I see it in real time. Motherfuckers still be getting into it over some some 40 years ago. Instead of just addressing it. And then I think you ain't gotta treat your kids like an adult, but you do gotta treat your kid like they're human. And I think sometimes parents got a bad habit of forgetting that your kid is like a human with a thought process and emotions and all this other type of stuff. And we just think, it's not a dog. It's not just like you train it and it just gonna just do whatever you do because you done shocked it 12 times. It like a kid is like an actual intelligent being themselves. And sometimes it's a little bit more than just being like, hey, just shut up and forget about it or whatever the case may be. You gotta actually explain stuff to them. Like,
that's important.
Because I feel like you setting your kid up for failure if you training them in a way of like they just supposed to do whatever authority say do, no matter what their thought process is. Because they're gonna go out in the world with that type of thought process with anybody who in authority over them, and they never gonna have no like questioning attitude or no critical. People like, why these kids today ain't got no critical thinking skills? Well, because you didn't allow them to think critically in your house at all. It was just like do everything, and there's a respectful way to ask your parents a question. It ain't like, hey, bitch, I ain't finna do this, like
exactly. That's
but you gotta give space for if your kids do got a question, you ain't been like, oh, that's disrespecting me because you asking a question. Which I think that's how a lot of people was raised. Like any type of questioning was like, oh, that's disrespect.
You can ask a question, but you're not gonna get an answer. It's because I said so.
But that's where trauma starts. But I think like to what the question was, I think each generation is a reaction to the previous, and there's pros and cons with each one. So I think like the trauma is different, but I think there is still trauma where like a lot of us might have felt neglected. So like there's an over sheltering that comes. So there's a lot of people that were felt over controlled. So that you might give your kid too much freedom. But I think each generation responds to like what the previous generation did, and there's pros and cons that come with both. But I think like a lot of the things we're seeing now with this generation is just like maybe an overcorrect, trying to like overdo like what our parents like might not have done.
I think to that point, I think too is like, or at least for me, like I struggle to because like so some people's trauma to me is tough to understand because when I compare it to my experience, it don't sound traumatic, if that makes sense, right? So it's like, so for example, like if I got, say, trauma, say with dad issues, but then I hear another nigga's trauma with dad issues, but their dad was always home, their dad was attentive, he just maybe talked to you a certain way, but took care of you, did all these things, but you have these traumatic, you internalize your experience in a way that's traumatic for you, and it makes you act out in a certain way. But when I hear it, I'm like, where's the trauma? So it's
But
like,
I think trauma is, I think it's different levels of trauma, but also think like where empathy goes to. Like I think like
different stimuli also.
I think each experience, like you don't like there are things like not having a dad that I'll never understand, but there's things about like having a dad that like people like being afraid and like not being and there's certain things like living in fear of somebody. Like there's certain things that come along like with that man being there that like
that's what I'm saying.
But it'd be hard to vocalize, but you can't like tell that little boy, but you can't like that little kid that it was like that fear and that shit is very real though.
Well, no, but
like,
what I'm saying is that if you're a parent, so like some parents grew up very tough, and then they provide this like upgraded lifestyle for their kids, and they can't understand why their kids are angry because they seemingly have so much more than what they had as a kid, and so it's like it can make it tough to.
But then they get, that's where communication comes, because like,
but even still with the communication, it can be tough to put yourself in somebody else's shoes to understand where that person's coming from a traumatic experience. If you can't relate to like that type of trauma, is a point I'm making. It's like
I agree.
Some people's kids, like as kids, the things that are traumatic for you as a kid, a lot of people don't necessarily know that because you might keep it to yourself. It could have been the way somebody that you felt embarrassed in a moment. It could have been the way somebody said something to you, and then that like has triggered you from that's like, oh, when this happens, you react a certain way. And it's like this might be the smallest of things that in the grand scheme isn't a big deal, but for you as the individual, it's a very big deal, and it's very triggering.
And very
I
valid.
think that disconnect is tough to overcome when in that dynamic, because if you just can't relate to certain things, it's tough to be able to lean into what your child is going through when you just can't really relate to those feelings. It can be tough.
Gotcha. Kamu.
I see what you said.
Yeah, I think this generation is overly aware of the shortcomings of the past generations, but the problem is, I think the not the over sensationalization, but the capitalism is trying to frame or diagnose the trauma, and somehow it gets lost in translation. So for an example, we just spoke about gender-based violence, right? But when there's a lot of like corporate backing, corporate companies, and giving it money, you see it on TV all the time. But when you look at it, really, it's not addressing the real issue. It's like a buffer that kind of makes certain people a scapegoat, and it creates adversity between genders. It's not really addressing the issue, and it happens with a lot of issues. I mean, you spoke about HIV. South Africa has the highest HIV and AIDS stats in the world. Like, we are like up there. There's no place where there's many people with HIV than South Africa. And even with that, it happened like from the 80s to the 90s. So we were born in the 90s and stuff. Our parents died of AIDS, and now today we have to deal with the the after effects of that. And you look at how we deal with it, bro. We end up being like feminists, like men are becoming feminists.
Hey, Kamu, can I ask you something?
Like, this is not how we should go about.
And we better get, but like the violence over there, Is it because like men are getting rejected by these women, and like you said, there's a divide? Is like the divide
or do the men really like men and can't be honest?
Yeah, men
Gee,
can.
you
Yeah,
was
men can
working
be
there, bro.
honest.
You was
Yeah,
working there,
yeah.
bro.
I gotta. Yeah, I gotta go with that. I gotta go with it. Look,
this
look.
man just
Men can articulate. Men cannot articulate how. Yo,
Yeah, I think Kamu didn't hear exactly what you said. He's agreeing to the fact that men can't articulate their issues, not that men actually want to be gay.
I think
no, we don't want to be gay. No, we don't do that. No.
Yeah, that's what they was laughing at, Kamu. That's what they because you
but
said
what
yeah.
Camus is describing, I think it's just a byproduct of the larger issues in South Africa. You got a lot of alienated men who don't got no jobs that get them self-worth, and then you got a standard of living for the men that just keep getting worse with each passing decade. And so
But
typically
is
what
it
people
based
do,
on? But is it like here where it's based on like
And on
you
top of
know
that,
like a lot of our red pill is based on like incel culture, where like
but
is it like a similar thing over there where these people just like
no.
don't like
but
got
tip,
On top
love
of that,
like
see,
lonely people like
with the things,
but
with
but
the things
but
you
the
say, on top of that,
condition,
you're being told that. On top of that, you're being told that you are the problem. Just imagine all of it. Like
oh they tell us we the
all
problem
of
too
those
over
things.
here.
but those
And it's
conditions,
like, bro, like it makes you angry, dog. Like,
those conditions always create people who then are going to find people in society with lesser power than them to then take out, like to take their anger or
AKA
whatever that
women.
they is out. So that's just like that's just what happens. Like, and this happens a lot of places, you know, and until you kind of fix the broader issues of the country,
I see what you're
like
saying.
it's very hard to resolve that because
This is a symptom.
it's a social alienation, and then that social alienation causes you to be a maladjusted, human being.
yeah,
That's just the
Degenerate.
but the biggest
I don't
mistake
want to
we
say a
make is that
degenerate. I'm gonna say maladjusted.
If you killing women, like you a
the biggest
degenerate.
mistake. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, you can say
If
that.
you an
The
incel and
biggest
you out
mistake
here
we make is to
doing violence
allow.
against women, that sound like degenerate shit.
Yo, Johnny,
Uh,
let me,
uh,
bro. The
uh,
biggest mistake we do is to allow white corporations to be at the forefront of these issues, bro. Like they're never gonna solve anything. They're just gonna suppress, you know, certain sentiments and push their agenda to make money off of our misery. I guess they're, in fact, if anything, they're exacerbating the issue. They're making it worse by not allowing or giving the. I think the issue of black men being this way, it has to be solved by black men. Period.
They gotta
Allowing
stop being
other.
violent.
Kamu,
They gotta
can I
stop
ask you
doing the
something?
violence against the women first.
I just want to ask you a question
Then
real
you can
quick.
build all the other shit,
Are,
but the violence, like, y'all gotta stop.
you're right, Johnny. But let me just ask you this right here real quick. Um, are the women over there are they getting like good jobs and things versus the men not getting good jobs? Like, are the women getting more educated than the men are in your country? Is that one of the issues?
Look, um, so if you look at the stats will tell you that men are getting, more preference. But when you look at the government policy and corporate culture, it's a different story. There's more women, there's more women empowerment. Universities are full of women. The working
Oh.
environment after, but when you look
That's
at the
what.
stats,
Yeah,
the
that's
stats will tell you,
that's kind of what I thought it
yeah,
was. It's because the women are educating themselves, and the men sitting back being mad, getting drunk, beating on the women, and upset because the women are
That's
empowering
what the
themselves
women, hey,
and
but
doing
Kamu,
what
that's what the
doing what
women
more
here
the
do
men
too.
should do. No, but I'm
But
saying, but over there, they're not. They I don't think you know what I'm saying. It's a difference. I can understand what he's saying because it's more or less the men aren't doing what the men need to do. The women are doing better than the men, and the men are jealous of them. That's
I
what it
think
is.
it's more complex than that because I
Well,
heard this
because it's
same type of
Africa, I
framing.
think Africa makes it a little
I think
complicated.
we've heard this same type of framing used against black men, especially recently. That well, black men is just jealous of black women and all their successes, and
But we
that's
not
not
beating them.
what's really going
Nah, we
on.
love our
There's
black queens over here.
No, but I'm saying that they're beating on the women and things of that nature. Over here, we don't really have that. I don't think we have that bad
yeah,
of a problem.
yeah,
Like,
but I'm not disagreeing on what actions is being taken against them. I don't think that's their that could be what they some people might say, but I think really what's happening is why you see it's not that the Africans or the black men is not trying. There is a different level of societal need to keep black men in a place versus black women, and that's
I understand
it,
what you're saying.
that's
They
on
empower
any.
black women.
So if you look at any continent where there's black men and we the minority, we gonna be the most in prison. We gonna be the most who get the death penalty. We gonna be the most who homeless. We gonna be the like.
But
There's a
that's men
different
in
level
general
of
though. That's just the burden of a man. With the white
no,
man, the
no.
Asian man,
Even when you say
the
that's
the,
just a
the the the
burden of a
Latino
man,
man, that's the burden of a
even
man
if
in
you say that's
general.
the burden of a
Outside of
man,
black men.
when you look at white men in comparison to black men, it's not even close. It's not even. It's not
But
even.
on top,
But compared to their
but on
women though,
top of it,
it's not close.
So I
Compared to
give
the
you a
number
weird. I give
of
you a.
white
I give
women
you
that
a.
get it,
I
the
give you
white
a
men.
weird factoid. Most of the racial wealth gap in America is made up by the difference in wages between white men and black men. White women and black women are pretty much comparable on every economic standard when you pull them out. Like black women barely make less than white women
I'd have to look that
versus
one up, but that's
black
a hell of a
men
stat though.
who
That's a
make
hell of a stat. I
significantly
gotta look.
less. They make significantly most of the disparities that you see between the
But it does
races.
make sense, yeah.
Most of the disparities that you see between the races is a disparity between men, not a disparity between women. And
But is
so,
but is it
but
because of
one
the
of the
type of
issues,
jobs? Is it because of the type of jobs these women work, where like black women and
no,
white women are going to work like?
I don't think you understand what he's saying, Johnny.
no,
He's saying if black women and white women are making comparable amounts, the real wage gap is between black men and white men.
I need to look that up though.
But that's because of education though, because what black women are way more educated.
Johnny, again, I don't think that you're understanding what he's saying. You keep going back to the woman. He's speaking to the example of like if black women and white women are making comparable amounts. Do you like that? That's the statement that's
educated
being said.
or not, just
Whatever it is, if they're just making, if black women and white women are making comparable amounts, like similar money, you got that right. But black men are getting out earned by white men by a lot more. Like, there's no reason to compare black women in there. He's saying the wage gap is between white men and black men. That's what the bigger gap is.
That wage gap, and if you look at there's
You said
a
what?
thing that black women do that keep them more competitive that black
but it's
men
not.
don't necessarily
This is
do.
the thing. It's not. It's not what a. It's not what.
It has nothing to do with women at all.
It's not what a women do. Like, okay,
what
for a
black men
prime, I
don't
give
do.
you a prime example. Johnny, white, the whole K through 12 system has been, for and I don't want to come off as a red pill dude, but the whole K through 12 system has been feminized in such a way in which it is more conducive for women to excel in education. And for a long time, this issue was ignored because it wasn't impacting the economic and educational outcomes of white dudes. Now, all of a sudden in 2025, it's on, it's in fashion to talk about how the removal of men and then also our teachers being white women and the criminalization of, black kids or whatever the case may be. Now it's all of a sudden it's in fashion to talk about these things. So when we talk about
What does
black
that have
men
to
are
do with
not
the wealth
true,
gap
Can I
between white
highlight?
dudes
Can I
and black
highlight this
dudes?
wealth gap number though
Like
that I
I think that
found?
has to do with like
Go ahead.
college, and like if you look at black women going to college, they go higher. That's
So
why
hold
they're
up.
more
Are
competitive
y'all?
with
But
women.
are we
Let me
making
black
an
let me
men.
share the
argument?
data.
But John,
Are
I
we
guess like
making an
why you keep going
argument?
to black
No,
women though?
let
Like
me
Because
let me
I
you
let
think
me
just
there's
share
a
said
the
black
data.
reason
men.
for the stat. I think there's a
Let me
clear reason.
Make,
There's
Let
let,
him
make,
read.
Johnny,
Let him read the
make, make,
actual stat. Let him
okay,
read the
all right, cool.
actual
Because
stat.
like,
let me share the data. Let me share the
okay,
data. And
okay.
this is estimated. So if we look at like white men being like they're the top earner, what
can you
percentage?
send the link inside the in either the chat?
It's a summary and stuff, but I'll send a couple of different other links. But
Okay.
and so it's saying that black men make about 79% of what white men make, right?
Okay.
White women make about 79% of what white men make. And so black women, black men and white women seem to be about on the same level as it relates to white men, but then black women seem to make about 67% of what white men make. So I don't know. I don't know what
we gotta get the
like.
stat from where Steve
Yeah,
got that
let me
stat
see
because
that. Let me
that's
find the
different.
numbers.
They're different numbers.
Y'all
Do
keep
you have
going.
y'all stats, Kamu? Do you have your country stats on that? Because I was thinking, what I was thinking about it is this right here. It's not just what I was saying. No, what I was saying that started off with, but it's
Why you don't
also
think
that they
education
living
got
in a
nothing to do with it?
country. They're living in a country that has, you know what I'm saying, that the white man is so overpowering with them, and it's just a lot of hurt and pain that's going on besides that, and with the empowerment of women, the way they feel about women, and one way or another, they feel like, oh, you shouldn't do this or whatever, and it hurts their manhood. I think that's what it is. Yeah, go
No.
ahead.
So when you can Google now. When you look at the stats will tell you that
Mm,
black men are doing better than black women, which is I think it's
okay.
true. Yeah, but when you go to institutions tell you a different story. When you go to government policy tells you a different story. Institutions also they have their own policies. Also their policies tell you a different story. That the trajectory will change maybe in the next 10 or 15 years.
Okay.
Women are being embraced more than men. And even with men doing better now, there's still many men left behind, you know? So
Wish
the
death
men
upon
doing
me.
better,
Many men.
the men doing better are not overly overly far. No, not overly far. The men doing better are not overly out outnumbering the men not doing better. So there's
Oh,
many men who not you understand. There's many men who are not
yeah.
doing better,
Wish death
and
upon me.
now we are stuck with women there. And now these women who are on our same level, they are being promoted to a better. You understand? So that's where
Yeah, that's what I'm. But that's what I was saying is that it seems to me like they're over there. What it is that you guys are like at a stalemate right now. Y'all hit y'all hit y'all ceiling. But what they do is they lift up the ceiling for
Damn.
the women. So y'all can't move
yeah.
no higher, but they're letting the women get higher positions than y'all, which over there y'all really not used to. And so what it is, it's causing a lot more men to be upset because they feel like I don't want this woman to be my boss or so and so whatever. And what you do is take it out on his wife when he gets home.
Yeah,
I
Is
just
that it?
think as technology
Hey
has
man, leave the
advanced
women
and the
alone, man.
jobs
Let the
have
boss up.
become more gender neutral, that
Mm-hmm.
it makes it easier for women to climb, especially if they're going to go through the system that is we're all and the men are not going through the education system, right? So I just think it just seems like with that stat, Steve was right, and how you presented it is accurate. It's just like everyone
The
else.
majority of the gap is still like that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Like
everyone
I
else
there's
don't
a
I
is
don't
on
I
the
don't know how
same
that's accurate. How's the
because
majority of the
because
gap?
because
But
because
even if you look at, I'm about to say,
because there's
I think you're right.
okay. So if
man,
white men is starting at
Steve,
100%.
Steve.
Oh, my bad, my
I'm
bad, my
finished
bad,
now. Okay.
my bad, my bad. You got it, old man.
So yeah, so you said it's only like a 10% difference between the black man and black woman, right? That I think that's what you said. So the big gap is from white men to everyone else. Everyone else is
Yeah.
pretty much the
okay.
same.
But that's not what Steve is saying.
I
No,
did say that. I
yeah, he
literally
did
said the
say it.
I
majority of the
thought you
gap.
Go
I said
ahead.
the majority of the gap is made up between. I said when people talk about the wealth gap, white women and black women are not that far apart. The majority of the gap and the majority of the disparities between races is made up between the disparity between white men and black men. So black men have a what's that? 21% difference in wages than what white men versus a 12% difference in wages versus white
I
women.
think y'all looking at that differently. All right, so if white men are at 100% and black men are making 79% of what they make, so you're saying that's less than what the difference is between white women and black women? Or you
That
are
No,
that's a bigger difference. That's
yeah,
a
it's just
so
bigger.
so
So
the
like you got to
difference.
think like black men and black women. I think the income difference is like $2,000. Like
So
it's not a big gap. It might be like 53 to 55%.
so
55K to 53K. In comparison, maybe white women make, let's say, 55K. But the white man makes 65, 70K or something like that, right? The gap in between the man and woman is big. Like, so black men and black women, the gap is very small, right? It's 2000. The gap between white man and white woman, the gap is large. Generally, the gap between man and woman already exists, but for everybody else, it's larger. But the gap between man, white man and black man is bigger than any of those three gaps.
it's a
Hopefully,
21%. It's a delta of 21%. It's a delta of 21% versus a delta of 12% between women. So the majority, and you also got to factor in that the white man is at a higher overall number in general. So not only is it a
yeah,
21% delta, it's a bigger overall number that they playing with versus everybody else.
right. And I
Is what
guess like the easier way to say this is that if black men, white women, and black women all make around the same amount of money, but the outlier is white men, then they're the people that like that's where the disparity is. That's pretty much what he's saying.
that's what
If these three
that's
all make the same amount, but this one person, this one group, which is white men, makes the difference, they're the big disparity.
Yeah, but I thought he was saying white women was the big disparity.
Nah, I
Nah.
was saying the most of our disparities. So like it's very common for us to compare homelessness, and a lot of people say black homelessness and black incarceration, but we really should start getting a little bit more specific on this stuff. And when you start to really dig into it, you really see that disproportionately that these is black male issues for the most part. Most black black men is the most homeless people in the country. You know, it is not even
We can't.
it's not even we don't even talk about homelessness as if it's a black issue, which is crazy when we make up the vast majority of homeless people. You know, and
Yeah.
it's just like the
No,
way we the
I
way
Hey,
agree.
see,
I was just
I understand.
recently.
I misunderstood it at first, but I
the way we
understand.
kind of frame some of this stuff, we kind of frame it as if black men is deficient
But I
or
think that speaks to. I think that speaks more to like feminism and racism in the country, to where like white
but
men
this
were the like the kind of conductors of both of those isms, and I think you can see that in the stat where I don't think it's necessarily like what black men aren't doing. Because like at first I said that, but I think if I look at it now, I think it really speaks to the feminism, the racism. I think that actually speaks to
no, it's patriarchy.
feminism. I think patriarchy, feminism. Yeah, I don't know.
Because if
That
you
kind
the
of
if you the in group male, it's if you the in group male, it's your job as the patriarch to protect your woman from the out group male. And so then
well, yes.
the black man is the out group male in this system. And so then by nature, everything in the system is then built around keeping black men in a place, quote unquote, in which they subservient and docile and weak, so they can't mess with your women.
Yo,
That's
yo, G,
But it's
yo,
also
G.
black men's
Is it
job
a,
too,
is it
like
a,
understand that and fight, and like in a country like South Africa, not blame our women and not get violent and understand the
I
real and
agree. I
is it
agree.
a,
I
and so
agree.
it's also our
But
job to
that's
understand we're like if there's this thing between us and black women, we have to understand it ain't their fault either. It's
But
because of this
that's what I was
thing.
that's what I was
It's because of
stating
this.
from the
It's because
beginning.
of this bigger thing, and like it's a lot of us. You know, I ain't gonna say no name, but we'll point the finger at the people closest to us that look like us, mamas, sisters, all of them. But
But the
Well,
like,
thing is this.
it's
it's
not
not
their
that.
fault either.
I disagree slightly. It's not their fault, like intentionally, but by joining the feminist party over uniting with their men, that's the problem. Because it really just helped the white. See how I see that stat is that the feminist movement, and it helped the white woman keep pace with the black man.
A lot of black men, we
And,
encourage
and,
them to
and
go to
because
school, and we encourage them.
and
Like,
because of the feminist, it raised the black woman, right? But the whole objective is to keep the white woman so they're not below the black male. That's how I
but the
see this.
goal isn't to keep the black woman down either.
No, the black
No, but the
woman gets
thing is,
Like
no,
paid
but
that's not the
see,
goal either. So
automatically
like
because
if
of
they
her
come up,
trying to
that's good
raise
for them. But
women,
like it's our
white
job to
women.
come up too. I ain't gonna be like, oh, y'all shouldn't have came up so much. No, like we should come up too. Like good for them.
no,
But we gotta
but the
come up
problem
I
too.
is
think you
the
misunderstand me,
problem
bro.
is this right here. The
Nah,
problem is,
you're not
far as
getting
in
it, bro.
way I see, the way I see it is like it's not an issue with a woman getting this or that or whatever, but you have to look at it where there's a lot of women who was dominant in jobs and things like they said it was DEI or whatever, but I believe it's whatever the issue is that over there they're just not used to that. They're not used to these women having status. And if you come from, like, as you heard him say at the beginning about he don't really want to be there with his kid because that's the woman's job, they don't feel like a woman should be in charge or have this stuff. It's something that it's just something that's brand new and foreign to them. And it hurts. And on top of that, it's also them getting upset because of the white man being in control of things. So it's a bunch of anger issues that they have, and they have no one else to take it out on except the women, which is weak.
I
So
think
I have
we'll
a
be all
question,
right
Steve.
in the
Steve,
scenario. I
Steve.
think it's more of a white male versus white woman, female problem because our women have been with us side by side in every generation, right? They've been as much as we've been inventing, they've been inventing. So it's like this is something we're used to matriarchs. So I think this is more a white woman, white man
Yo, Steve.
kind of
I ain't
Steve,
conversation.
I
scared of
wanna know.
intimidating the women.
Hold,
Like
hold, hold on,
as
hold on,
women
Johnny.
can
I
do
think
whatever they
I think
want.
Kama want to hop in real quick.
Hold on, Steve. I wanna know. So, just black men alone in America, would you say that more black men are doing better, or more black men are are down? So,
Oh,
just black men alone. What how do you quantify that?
I would say
We
more
up.
more more black men is doing better than the ones that's doing bad. I would say. I
We
would
up.
say.
How would you define
I
doing
wouldn't
better than
say.
bad though? Like what would like income? Like
Well,
what
I mean,
what?
doing okay. Wait,
Hey, we up,
doing better? No, no,
Kamu.
no. We'd say. Okay, let's say married, taking care of a
I was
family.
this is what I'll
Um,
say.
Uh
The
oh.
to the if I say right now, do I think I'm just doing an assessment of like if it's 50-50, do I think more black men would I be considered to be doing good than bad? I would say
yeah,
I would err on the side that more black men are doing better. I don't know what that 50-50 split is, but I would just say that more black men is doing better. But what I will say is there's a uh confluence of things that's been happening in which uh you seeing the reduction of not just black men, but if we talking specifically black men, but you seeing people are reacting to a reduction in the quality kind of life that
exactly.
they
That's
expect
where I wanted.
expected. You
That's where I
know,
wanted you to come. Now with that
That's a
reduction,
class thing though.
is there any effort? Maybe is there perhaps an effort in addressing that issue, like a government policy or corporate intention or anything of that sort that says, look, the numbers of black men are somehow dwindling or stagnant or they've reached the ceiling. Now, we're going to have a policy that says a company should have X and X numbers of black men, or
That would they got rid of all
government.
that,
hell
Kamu.
no,
They
not
got rid of all that.
not nah.
No more.
affirmative action. They got rid of all that.
But Kamu, the whole middle class is hurting though. So like they're not gonna do it for us because they feel like they're hurting also. Like they got food, they ate the food lines, they complaining about the inflation and all of that. They just got laid off from these jobs. So like all of us are
I
hurting.
guess I brought that up.
Like they're not going.
I brought that up. Yo, Johnny, I brought that up because I wanted to highlight the fact that it's kind of similar in South Africa. Black men are obviously doing better statistically, but there's no intention and direction in terms of uplifting those who are not doing better. So those who are not doing better, you are by yourself, you know? And now you are competing with these women who are not doing any, like, who are in the same position as you, but they are being empowered. So it's like, you know?
Yeah, so what I was stating at the beginning was kind of the truth.
No. It's Unc, it's different. It's like, look, I'm not doing better. I'm jobless. I don't have education, and there's no policy for me, and I can't get jobs, and I'm being replaced by foreigners. And those who have money are continuing to steal. And it's like, bro, there's no hope for me. You know? That's how it is. That's how, you know.
Hey, that's when people rise up.
Yeah,
but not against the women though. Not against the
it's,
women.
yeah, not against the women, but it's
not against the women.
It's painful.
I got some people to get mad at, but it ain't the steez.
It ain't gonna fly right though when you got a bunch of men wearing pink bandanas saying men rights. It's not gonna fly. Like it's not a good look. It's not even gonna work. It ain't gonna work. Like we just gotta accept our roles. I talked about this like months ago. Like we all have roles. Every species in this world has a role, and our role is to create something out of nothing. And people ain't gonna help the man, whether you white or black. Like we just gotta create and find our own way. Like the black man has never been like a priority to uplift inside corporations or inside institutions. We've always had to just get it out the dirt. And
unless they light skinned and sassy,
some people did it legally.
They'll uplift them.
Yeah. What'd you say?
If they light skinned and sassy, they'll move them up there.
What you mean by that?
Exactly.
Y'all know them Don Lemon. Go watch MSNBC and we look at every dude who a main black dude on MSNBC.
Have you ever worked?
Motherfucker be twisting, bro. Motherfucker be hips be switching when he be walking, man.
If you work at a bank and you see the ones that they do give, it's always one of them.
Come on,
it's always
you know
them.
it. You
Hey,
fellas.
We gonna do that
Hey,
here.
fellas.
Hey, we going corporate.
In honor of us going corporate, I think that this is probably a good spot for us.
Yeah. Go ahead, go to the back channel.
All right, so nonetheless, this has been a fun episode. Again, we dove into the ICE conversation within Charlotte and everything that's happening with that. The new signing of the release of the Epstein files with Trump, and then we've gotten into this conversation. We've unpacked both America and South America's family issues,
Africa
or lack thereof, when it comes down to who's doing better, the millennials or past generations. With that said, shout out to all the guys that have joined us. We got G the King, we got Kamu that tapped in with us, pink bandana. They thought that you was repping Dipset at first, but it's the femicide. We got you. J Rock, Johnny P himself, Steve, old man, Unc, and A Black. With that said, this has been a fun episode. Make sure that y'all tap in again, December 20th. We got one for y'all. Everybody here on the panel, y'all are invited. Make sure that y'all pull up. Chat. Make sure that y'all pull up. If you want to fly in from South Africa, come on. We'll love it.
If he fly in, he ain't going back.
Oh damn!
Steve turn the
camera. Hey, we gonna have his location. I'm calling them folk for my reward money. I'm getting my reward money.
Ice, baby.
They gonna be gone, Camu.
Nah, I wouldn't do you like
They
that,
gonna be
Camu,
gone.
man. I
We
wouldn't do you
ain't
like
gonna
that.
do you like that. But
I wouldn't do
nah,
you like that.
yeah. So December 20th, location will be announced really soon. We're going corporate, baby. With that said, this has been a fun episode of the To Be Fair Show. Unpacked, presented by the To Be Fair Show and G Axis Media. We out. Peace.
It doesn't matter